so Manuel and I are here. Let us know if everything is working appropriately now. We're waiting on Luis. There's Luis. Okay, so let me go ahead and get us started with a game. Don't hit nothing, Luis. Alright.
I'm not gonna hit you.
Should be going
Okay.
now. No,
I'll
I'm talking. I'm saying don't go into the game alone. Like, okay, we should all be there now.
We gotta play as a team. Yeah, that's the point.
Yep.
Okay, we should be good. Alright, so like I said, Manuel is probably gonna be carrying us tonight.
I'm gonna try to hear it here, see if we can.
You're tuned into Knockout City.
Okay.
Pirate Radio,
We good?
The
Yep.
rockin'est rolling
All right,
radio
then.
station in the solar system.
All right. So,
A little bit of technical
a
difficulty.
lot of
but...
stuff for the edit now. You gotta edit it out.
Oh yeah.
Ahora sí. Ahora sí. Es que ahorita, digo,
All right, so we're. Let's see.
Oh, I thought that was Luis. I was like, what you do to your character?
Team KO.
Okay, let's go.
Round one.
All right.
let's go. Let's go, people.
Where's
There's
the?
no map either. This is the first to 10. It says.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so Ace got the ball, so I'm behind.
There
Ace.
should be more balls, but
Ooh,
yeah.
Did you hit me, Louis? Nope, somebody's
No.
behind me.
No,
Aw,
somebody's
man.
behind you.
I-
You guys left me alone.
I haven't been able to find a ball yet. I haven't found one.
I'm trying to. Smack somebody.
Either-
There we go. I took the ball from it. No, what did you do?
What am I doing? In the
I gave it to the
court?
right
I look like damn chap.
Ah, come on. We're
Man.
losing. Or
There we go.
0-2.
I hit somebody.
I couldn't even
Oh,
get
no.
one ball in
Is
the
it?
whole thing.
Ah.
But it's not just hitting on them. We gotta knock them out. I just realized we have life.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it's two of them. Yeah, we
so
need
it's
to-
It's two hits.
Get
we
that
gotta
ball. Oh my god. I was trying to grab the ball. Okay.
Oh man, I hit him.
First
That's
out, first man out. No, we're down 4. It's probably.
Oh,
I'm
man,
definitely
we're
wasn't the first
bad.
one.
I'm losing a lot. You guys put a lot of expectations on me. I'm dying like crazy.
Man.
This rough.
Holding
Yeah,
up.
you
This
get
rough
it.
right here.
I
Okay.
haven't been able to.
Come on.
Whoa.
I saw
I haven't been
you
able to even throw it once. I think.
get. Okay, I knocked out somebody. I knocked.
Oh, there we go. I
There
knocked him
we
out.
go. I saw
Knocked
you.
him out. You hit him once
Good.
and then you.
Yeah.
Into it.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
stuff.
there's a guy
There we
behind
go.
us. There's a guy behind us.
Okay, we're just learning now.
Right here, right here. Ah, there's a guy right there. There we go. Good
I
job.
hit somebody.
Ace. Yeah, he got one more here. One more. Let's go.
I got it. Hold on.
Bam.
There you
That's
go.
how you do it. You gotta team them up. Team them
Oh,
up.
no.
So let's stay together. That's the best strategy right there.
Yeah.
One throws and then the other one right after it.
Yep.
Okay, you guys got. Hold on.
I got another guy.
I got
Well,
nothing.
we're 5 to 6.
I need balls.
5 to 6. Come on, we can get this.
Oh yeah. There we go. I hit him.
You dead?
Yeah. I don't know where the ball went, but I hit it.
Hey, where's you at? Where's you at?
Come on. There's no way.
I got him.
You dead?
One more.
There
Come on,
we
they're,
go.
No, he
they're
fell.
only 1 point ahead. They're 1 point ahead.
Just one?
There we go.
Okay,
Good
we
job.
got this. Hold on.
What if I hit him?
Yeah, hit
No,
him.
you
take the ball.
yeah, but yeah, you can take the ball,
There
but
we
then
go.
hitting him
Yes,
like
good
that
job,
doesn't
good
do
job.
anything.
Good
Okay,
job.
where we at?
The lead.
Okay.
Come on, we're winning. We got 2 more points.
I
2
hit
more
him.
points, baby.
There's another ball
Okay,
here.
I have one. I have one over
Where's
here.
the guy? Where's the guy?
It's over here.
He's in front of Luis. He's in front of Luis. There we
There
go. Hit him,
we
Luis.
go.
Hit him. There we go. One more point. One more point.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it.
Come on, we're gonna win our first match. Come on.
Yes, we are. I
Come
can't
on,
find
get
a
2 more points. I
ball.
can't find a ball either.
I
Oh no,
did.
there's a guy behind you. There's a guy behind you.
I hit
There's a guy
somebody.
behind you.
Okay, I just hit him. Okay,
Hit him,
guys,
hit him, hit
we
him.
have a ball.
There
Oh,
we go.
Yeah.
Ace for the win.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're the really
That
lucky
was
or
sick.
we're born naturals.
That was sick.
GG. Okay.
And
there
the
we
thing
go.
is, they were up like 5-0, so they only
They
got 2
were.
points
We
once
were
we got
just
the hang of
yeah.
it. Once
We're
we
just
got the hang
getting
of it.
yep.
Oh, but it's 3 rounds. Just 3
Oh,
rounds.
that's true.
Oh, okay.
Let's
So
not
come
get
on,
too
let's go.
cocky.
Yeah. But that was a great strategy to team up on
Yeah.
somebody.
It
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, there's a wall here,
Oh man, I lost. I threw myself.
You fell?
bro.
Yeah, I fell.
Okay, I have a ball, but I just lost it.
And that counts as a point. If you fall, that counts as a point.
Yeah,
you learn
that's
something.
I hit him.
Damn.
Oh, that was bad.
I'm
The
going behind
animation
you.
he makes
I hit
he
him.
falls. He looks like that.
Somebody hit me. I'm running away. I
Oh,
got.
you can hit
I
him,
don't
you
have
can hit
one.
him and throw him out. You can hit him and throw him out.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're trying to do to me right now. Trying to throw me out. Ah, come on, they teamed up on me.
All right,
I was
let me
fighting
get
against 2 guys.
I got it. I got the wall.
I got him.
He threw it at me. He thought it was he
All right,
was
I'm
doing
back in the
something.
game. I'm back in the game. Let's see if I can.
And I hit him.
That's good. That's good.
I hit him again. I hit him again.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Somebody hit me.
That was cool.
Manuel, you were the one that came up with the strategy. What are you doing on your own?
No, I'm not going to. I just.
There we go, I hit him
spawned
again.
here and I'm fighting against somebody.
Okay.
They're not letting me. They're not letting me.
Oh no. I got it back.
See?
Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
I'm doing terrible. I'm doing terrible on this one. All 4 deaths, I think, are mine. They're all mine.
Got me.
He might be. I don't think I died.
Yeah.
Oh, there's too many. Okay, they're ganging up on me now.
Ok, Manuel, estoy acá
Where are you at?
contigo.
Okay,
Estoy
I'm
más o menos
going.
aquí.
I'm
Where you
respawning.
at, guys?
Okay.
No balls here.
Man, I just keep falling.
How does that happen?
Gold team
This
is
is
Keep
falling.
hitting me
terrible.
in the air.
Oh no.
Middle, in mid-air.
They're
I messed
yeah,
up
they're
here. This
ganging
is
up
on
on
me.
me.
I'm Anthony Davis in the last Lakers game. This is all me.
Come on. You're supposed to be our you know,
No.
our
He was
Here we
supposed
go,
to be
got
the
him, I got
MVP.
I just caught it
There
and
we
hit him
go.
back. All right. I caught the ball and then hit him back, and Luixen is trying to throw it at me.
He thought he was
yeah.
doing something there. Watch that.
Oh man, I lost. That was 100% on me.
That
Okay,
was
let's
like
get back
nine
into the game. Get
nine
back into the
Manuel's
game.
deaths and one of
Yeah,
me.
definitely. And they didn't even knock me out most of the time. I fell on my own. I just kept falling.
That's
All right,
like
it's okay.
me trying to play Smash. I just fall on my own. I don't even fight. I don't
All right,
even
but
fight
this is it,
nobody.
this is
I'm
it.
fighting.
All right,
I'm fighting
I'm right behind you
gravity.
guys. I'm right behind you
Okay.
guys. Okay.
All right, let's
vamos
go.
a hacerlo, vamos a hacerlo. Ahora sí.
Behind Ace.
He hit me.
What?
Oh, they're catching me. Oh, you got him. Got one.
Okay, get that ball.
Got him.
Let's go.
Oh, I got it. Come on, man.
Oh, come on.
I hit
There
that
is
one.
friendly fire. There's no point.
Good. No. Okay, that other one I
feel
hit
like
him already. I need another
I
one.
got one.
I'm really good at this game, though.
And the thing is, the
You
the
might
map,
be-
there's no
oh,
map.
woo.
I wish there was a map where you could see enemies.
Oh, no.
That's what I wish.
Yeah, it's like
Get the ball.
I don't know. It's,
Okay, I got
it's
it.
a little.
Because they
Ah,
be
he hit
behind
me.
you and you can't see them behind you because there's no map.
Yep.
He's just hitting me. Get out of here. There's one behind us. The
The
guy.
guy that's hiding,
Oh,
he's hiding.
there we
Got
go.
him. Come up. Ah, he was just
Takes the lead.
standing there.
Come at me, bro. Come on. Oh no.
Somebody help me
Okay,
out right
so
here. You only
guys-
I
got
got
one life.
football. Hold on.
Somebody.
Where is he?
So guys,
You only got one
I
life.
have two
I
guys
got you. Hold on.
on top of me.
Come on,
I'm trying to go
I'm
over
waiting
there.
for you guys. I'm waiting for you guys so I can throw it at him.
Okay, I'm
Oh
here.
my god.
I got him. I knocked him out.
Oh no.
I got him.
Who are we? Are we blue or?
Oh my god. We're
No,
blue.
we're
No, we're
yellow.
yellow.
Okay. Oh, I'm going behind you guys. Luis, I'm right behind you.
Yep. Oh.
Watch out.
we
He
need-
teamed up on Luis, but I knocked him out.
We need that
Yeah.
Manuel carry job that we were promised.
I got 3 knockouts already. I got these 3 knockouts are mine.
True.
So I am carrying. Look, that's the 4th one. I got 4 knockouts already. Don't think that
This
wasn't gonna
round-
count this time.
Yeah. This,
I mean-
this round is on Manuel.
Oh no.
I feel like last round.
Come on, we can do it. Go ahead, Ace. Go ahead, get him.
I did.
Ah. Yeah, you did.
It's all tied up.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
you
to
did.
knock him out. I'm trying to knock him out by hitting him. I can't.
No, you can't knock him out with that.
You can knock him out by hitting him. Though.
You do?
Yeah,
There we go. I hit him again.
Oh.
Gold team
That's good.
takes the lead.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Oh.
Somebody hit the
Hit me.
Here we go.
How is that possible? I knew it was gonna
Come on,
hit
Ace.
me.
Go ahead, Ace. We got him. I got him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
hit me.
Ah, he caught the
Yeah, he
ball.
hit. Oh, he hit me.
Yeah, some people are quick at this.
They're good though.
This is our
They're good,
this is
they're
what our first
All right,
match.
6-8, 6-8. All right, it's okay, 6-8. Come on, we
Okay.
can't get 2 more.
I'm
We
here.
gotta stick together. Let's try to stick together.
How did you do that?
Ace,
That's
you're
not right.
fighting on your own. You're fighting against 3 guys.
I just respawned here. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, so I'm not gonna try to
Oh my god! I just got murdered.
bro. I'm just gonna like right now. I'm just gonna pick.
Oh, you know
hit-
what? We're stupid. You know what we could do when we don't got
Lose?
balls? Okay, it's
We
okay.
could
Let's
do-
do,
Oh, roll up the
let's
wall.
do
Yeah.
the roll up. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
We're just starting
messed up
out, man.
there.
We didn't
Yeah.
know.
It's okay. I just realized that. I just thought about that. Man, we started high and then
That's okay. It was the
we
first
got
one.
whooped.
Just first match.
Pero está bastante bueno. De verdad que sí.
Yeah.
Me gusta mucho. Está muy bueno.
I gotta say though, I got 4 knockouts out of our 6. That's all
You
I'm
did.
saying.
I got a bunch
Last
of the
round,
first
I
one. The
think I
second
did
one not
more.
as much. I got like 2 maybe.
Nah, the second one was I played terrible. Like all the deaths were mine. All the knockouts were.
I was
messed
great
up.
at the second one.
Look,
but
there's something here that
the-
says contracts. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay, these are like tasks. All right.
Okay.
So what do I do now?
I don't know.
We have
I can't
we
see the
have
menu,
we have viewers. We
but,
don't have anybody in the chat though. Let us know what you think so far.
Ya. Si a alguien acá le gusta el juego o no lo he chequeado, de verdad les aseguro que tienen que hacerlo. O sea, la realidad es que está buenísimo.
Oh, it's matchmaking. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we're just waiting. See, Manuel did carry. It was just that we lost too many times.
No, this is the second one. That's why I'm really messed up. See, I carried in the last one, but
But you
second
know,
one-
again, like we just develop ideas as we go. Like
Yeah,
you just thought
yeah.
about the ball. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 'cause
you know-
we're running
you know
around
what
trying
I'm
to look
gonna
for
do?
balls, but we can throw each other.
What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start hitting guys, and you guys are the ones that are gonna throw the balls, because I think that could be a great distraction.
Because
That's
you
what I've
take
been
them
doing.
from them. That's true.
Yeah.
You take the balls
Yeah.
from them, and then we can
That's
capitalize
the
And you
on it.
can knock them out. You can if they're you can knock them off.
In the city.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
If you
gotcha.
manage to knock them off, that's the point.
That's what I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
now we have a multi-ball in here. That's great. That's
Oh
gonna be
god.
dangerous.
Ooh, the ball, dude. Look, I like Tama right there. Oh my god.
What is he?
I really
what-
enjoy this game. I
Yeah,
think
it's
I might buy
fun.
this. It's really good.
Okay, let's go.
Team
Alright, I
KO.
got first ball here.
Go,
Let's
There's a
stick
multi-ball
together.
right here.
So there's some multi.
Multi-ball
Yeah, get
right
it, get it.
You
Because you're
already got
probably
it?
our best shot.
Where
Yep.
are you guys? Where are you guys? They already hit me. They already hit me.
I hit
What?
him.
Takes the
They hit me
lead.
once, and I'm already out. What was
How?
that?
Oh, I fell. Great. We're off
I
to a
don't
great
understand.
start
They hit
already.
me once.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't fall. I got hit once, and that's it. Look. Okay. Try to knock me out.
I fell.
I'm fighting against a guy right
Yeah, I
here.
see you. I'm trying.
I'm trying
What
to hit him
the-
because he has a
how
ball.
did-
I don't have a ball.
How did that?
there's
Oh, there
two
was
on me,
another.
two on
Yeah.
All
I
three
was
of them
trying-
are on me. Come on.
Where's Lee?
That was 3 on 1. They hit.
I don't know. I
don't know where you
respawned
guys
like
are at.
I don't know. I'm so far.
Oh man, I couldn't find.
Okay,
him.
I got ball
there you
here.
go. I see you
Oh.
now. I see you. I'm behind you.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay.
Good
They're,
job.
they're trying to get. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay,
They're
here we
ganging up
go.
on me.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
can't see
I'm
where
gonna
the guy
pursue
is.
the-
I'm trying to survive.
I'm
but-
trying to whoop him, but
I'm trying to pursue with
What?
the strategy of hitting
Ah,
them.
come on.
but
These
it's not
guys are
working
just
out.
hitting me from
Yeah.
all angles.
These guys are beasts.
come on, dude. I just wasted the ball. Good job.
They're too darn good. I haven't hit somebody once.
Our chance was the first game, and the first game we played against the noobs, that was our chance.
Wow.
There's Big Ooze. What's going on, Big Ooze,
Where are
man?
you guys at? Where you guys at? Oh, come
Man.
on. Why am I
I
always
We're
don't
gonna
fighting?
be
They're-
we're gonna
they're-
be back on the podcast after we play a little bit of this. So if you
They're
want to stick
gaining
around
up.
for that,
Okay.
Okay, I don't understand what happened there. Like it was always 3 against 1. I could never find any of them.
it was.
Yeah.
I think maybe the place was bigger, or it was
Yeah,
harder for us
I
to
I
get
think it
to.
was
saw-
bigger though. And
It
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 had
was either
leveling
that,
up.
or we had
Yeah.
like a harder time getting from where we respawn to the
Yeah,
place.
because
Yeah.
I could never see you guys. Like I always saw you guys.
All right, let's
started
stick
out. That's
together now.
Did you ever like respawn on the?
Okay, there's There's
roof?
people here.
Because I did.
I'm trying to stick behind
Under
you.
here.
We gotta look
Yep,
behind
there
us.
we go. Okay, what is that? What is that ball that just killed me with one shot? Okay, that's the one you were talking
See?
about.
Right?
I'm
I
trying to
told you,
figure out
it's
what
one
that
shot.
is.
Come on.
Ah, no.
Wow, they already got us 3-0.
Ah,
They're really cool.
I got him.
Come on.
I fell.
There we go. Give me that.
Okay, I
Oh,
hit
man.
one of these. Oh, I knocked him out. Okay, I got one.
Ah,
Okay, where we at? We got. Oh.
it's been terrible right now.
Oh, I
No!
hit him.
So
I hit
bad.
him. Come on, Ace. Where? Ah. Oh, they got me.
Trying to
They got
get a different ball.
me. The thing is, you gotta watch your back in this game. You can't just.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's a difficult
Yep.
thing. Okay, there's a guy right here. I got a multi-ball. Come on. Where are you guys at?
I'm
Can't see you guys.
respawning like a million
I'm
miles
respawning.
away.
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
Wow, see, they're all.
Oh my god, I
together,
literally
together.
just got here.
Come on.
Man, I just got
what?
here, and I
don't
feel like-
understand what that ball
Oh
is. The
my
one
God.
hitter,
Needs one more point to
Oh,
win the
man.
match.
they whooped us. This
Oh
is
my
a-
god, Big Goose,
I
how
have-
you doing
I
in the
have two guys
spotlight,
on me.
man?
They're gaining up on me.
Okay, I got you. I got the multi-wall. I just need plates.
Okay. Please get here, please.
Oh, we lost.
Look, they jumped
tried
up
knockout.
again.
They were
Yep.
too fast for us.
Well, you and I got a
Man.
knockout at least, Ace.
Yeah, they didn't let me do anything this time around. Man.
These
That
people
was
have
tough.
been playing for a little bit too. You can
I
tell.
wish we
At
could see
least
the
that one guy in
records, like,
there.
we can't see the records. I wish I could see like the records, how many matches they fought or whatever. They
Oh man, Big Goose, I got Jimmy, man. That's all I wanted, but then I just gave up. Like I'm annoyed with the game, man. To be honest with you, you already know how it is. So I got Jimmy, and I left it there. But you go ahead, man. You trying to get the rest of them? Let me know.
Saludos a todos por acá, veo varias caritas, veo a Silver por ahí, sé que Francis se conecta un momento, así que qué bueno que están por ahí. Let us know what you think about this. Si les gusta el juego, si lo bajarían, como el día. Está gratis, 21 al 30, 5 días. No viene mal chequearlo.
21 al 35 días. Llegar a la matemática, Luis.
No, o sea, o sea, quedan 5 días, es lo que digo. No, pero estuvo desde el 21 disponible, está en Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series, Steam, Epic, básicamente todo, ¿ok? Y es crossplay, ¿ok? So, es bien interesante eso.
It's
No sé
pretty fun.
cómo juegan el crossplay.
It's good.
pero-
It's good. It's good. It's not some. I wouldn't spend $30 on it. I have a lot of fun with it, but I don't think I'd buy $30.
I would spend
They have the
20,
20,
20
yeah,
bucks
20
on it.
version.
Yeah.
Maybe just
20, yeah.
maybe
Well,
just
we gotta
for a
see-
day
we
like
also gotta
this.
see. Are there other modes?
There
We gotta
are
check
other
after
modes.
this
Yeah, we
one.
gotta check out a little bit more. Yeah,
Check the other
for
modes out
sure.
because I wouldn't be able to play 3-on-3 like forever. I wouldn't waste $30 on.
All right, let's try to win this one, and then we'll check out what else there is.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, this is a different place as well.
For $30, I'd have to see a roadmap. I'd have to see what are the plans for the future and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's like progression. Like, oh, that's the one, Manuel. That's the one
Yeah.
that throws you out of bounds.
Super Ball.
Yeah, like they have, I think like a season thing. So, but I haven't looked into it too much.
Yeah. So right now,
Look
the
at
thing
that
I'm
one. You know he's been
struggling
playing.
with is
Look at that. Look at those clothes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing that I'm struggling with is that you gotta look in front of you, beside, like everywhere. That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
struggling with so far
It's
right now.
fast too. Like it will show you where the ball is coming
It's really
from, but it's fast though. Like you gotta
'Cause
turn
right now
around.
we're
and-
focused
what?
on this ball. Okay, I'm behind just in case.
Okay. I
Okay.
just,
Okay,
oh, there we go.
They're in front of us.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can watch out. You can fall right there.
Man.
Yeah, I did
Damn,
fall, but I
they
got
got me.
smacked.
It looks like
The
there's
three
a
of them
pick
are here.
throw, but it's not. It's not. a
They
pick
just
throw.
got me.
There's a ball down there. I'm gonna get that ball.
Oh, look at this
They're in
guy.
the middle.
Oh
of the-
no!
of-
Oh no! You can't catch that! You can't catch that! That's gonna blow up.
Oh. So I do enjoy this.
Oh my god!
This scenario because right here.
So,
I got one hit. One hit.
Oh, you did? I think I got one too.
that's about all we. This
I
is
got
one
another
hit.
hit.
That
I
we,
got another hit.
trying to knock him out. There we go. Okay, where we at?
Yeah, but we got two guys with one hit. So come on, we can do this.
Yeah.
We just need a ball right here.
Are you guys there? Like
Hey,
I need to know
hey,
where you guys
catch
are
me.
at.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey,
Catch me.
Catch me. Okay.
Okay, you guys play catch with each other.
Oh,
Oh my god! I didn't get it.
come on. Do it.
Get
Catch
the
me. Catch me,
ball!
No.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
realize that. I heard the,
The
sound and I didn't
freaking
realize what
car.
was happening.
What happened?
It was the ball.
Oh
blew
my
up.
god! The
Ball blew
car.
up.
The car keeps blocking my shot.
guys. Oh no.
Man, we haven't.
Man, that's hard because you know
This
cars
guy
are popping
was
up.
rolling. He jumped in the air, and he still caught my ball. Oh, this is a sniper. He almost got me.
Oh man, he just got me behind a taxi.
Go ahead, Ace, I'm
Okay.
behind you. Go ahead.
Okay, guys.
Isn't that
I'm gonna
supposed to
roll
hit him? Like no matter what? Oh, yay, there we
Wow,
go.
did you? I wish you could see that replay right there. What that guy just did to me. That was pretty awesome.
Man,
I gotta
this
respect
guy-
that.
Man, this guy is a sniper.
He jumped from the air. He rolled, picked up the ball.
I
while he was
told you,
looking,
as
and
soon
hit
as I
me.
saw the clothes, I was like, this guy means
Oh,
business
wow,
right here.
these guys were pros. Okay, we can
Oh,
get
yeah.
more than one hit. Okay,
Oh my
we
god.
can get more than one hit.
Hopefully.
This was brutal.
Is that
right?
one guy? He's probably Gary.
That's the goal right now. More than one knockout. Come on.
Alright. We gotta get better for sure, yeah.
Round 2.
All right, let's see. There's a ball right here to the right. I got it.
I got one.
Yeah,
I need
Ace
to
is
know.
all on his own. I don't know where the guys are at.
I seen
don't know
this
where Luis
guy.
is at. Okay, I'm right behind
Throw
you.
it
Let's
at
team
me.
up on
Oh no, he's doing that thing again. How did he
Man.
do that already? Like this just started.
I don't understand. They must got the maps memorized. Like they know where the balls are at or something.
But we
what I
just
think.
started. He's not supposed to be able to do that already.
Team takes the lead.
That
That's
makes
what
no
I'm thinking.
sense.
It makes no sense. Either they know the mag bite at heart, or see what they're doing? They're trying to like bounce the
Oh
ball
my God.
back into the wall. That's a great strategy though, because it will not go straight. And
Okay, I got
you will
2
not
hits.
be
I got
able
2
to-
hits, but not a
Is
knockout
it?
though.
Okay.
Yep, I just saw what they did. They literally threw the ball at the tree, and the tree hit me.
Yeah,
Like, they didn't
Oh,
throw it
yeah.
at me.
They're try-
They bounced it. That's crazy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they know what they're
that's
doing.
crazy because there's no way
What
you can
the-
predict that. You know.
Wow, this game is like they got a lot of strategies involved. You think
Yep.
it's real simple?
I hit
It's not
somebody.
that simple. I knocked
Guys.
one guy out. I got knocked
Guys,
him out.
you don't have a ball. Pick me up. Pick me up.
Uh,
I got
pick me
balls
up,
right
pick me
here.
up.
I need
there
help. I
are
need
balls
help.
right here.
I need help.
I got you. Wait.
Show me. Show me at them.
Come on.
Ah, the cars.
The
The cars.
taxi.
I got him. Got 2 knockouts.
Oh, you did? That's
Yep, I got 2 knockouts.
Okay, I got somebody.
Watch out for that bomb. Watch out for that bomb.
Oh shit, they're gonna see it.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
I got a hit. Can
Is
somebody
it?
hit him? Hit him, Luis, hit him. Yeah. That's right,
I
that's
don't
right.
know where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I keep getting smacked by cars too.
Oh man, they got.
Wow, they caught
the
ball.
To win the match.
Come on. We got this. We got this.
Okay, there we go. Business.
How in the world did he block that?
Oh no.
You can block it by rolling as well. You can block the ball by rolling. The guy blocked my ball by rolling. Okay. Okay, we got 4.
Oh,
We got more.
We got 4.
we got more. I mean,
At least. I don't.
We did better.
I don't- yeah.
this time around.
I don't remember if I got 2 or 3. I can't remember. I know I got 2.
You might have got 3. I got 1.
Oh, well,
See?
I got the
It was this guy. This guy's been playing. Look at
this
his
guy
clothes. You already know.
definitely. But this guy was doing some crazy moves. Like I don't understand how we play like that. Let's check out some other.
Yeah. Let
Oh.
me back out from here.
I wish you could see your stats though. That's something that they gotta add. Like I want to see your stats.
The how many
Yep.
games you
Yeah, how many
won
hits you
and that
got,
kind
how
of
many
thing. Yeah.
guys, stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me go back to. No, I'm trying to get out of here.
Menu
Menu stats. Yeah.
Oh, here
That
we
was
go.
crazy,
Match
though.
stats. Yeah, there is. See, I got 4 KOs, 3 KO finishes, 1 KO assist in that one. So I got all the KOs.
Yep. You basically
Manuel is scary.
carrying
We're
us
just dragging him
around.
down.
Yep.
All right.
All right, let me see.
what are
Let's
the
see what
modes
else we
we
got. So, street play is the one
Let's
we've
try to,
been
I'm gonna try to
playing.
practice that thing. Come over here, Luis. Stand in an angle. See if I can throw it at the wall and try to hit you. I don't know how they did that. 'Cause if I don't know how they did. No, I can't because it automatically aims towards a person.
Okay,
I don't
so
know how
Because
to
you have to hit R1. So.
R1.
Hit R1.
No. R1 is for you
Yeah.
to become a ball.
Okay, well it's L1.
I'm trying.
L1. Yeah, L1.
L1 isn't either.
L1 is the most. No, but it doesn't work though.
Oh
you
yeah,
can,
yeah. You're right. Go ahead. Let me see if I can throw a ball. You're right. It's L1.
L1, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess
Throw
I
the
could
ball.
do
Let's see.
this, and yeah.
Let's see. Let's try. Let me practice.
I mean, you have to,
stand
like,
somewhere.
throw it-
Let's see if I can do it.
Okay,
Somewhere around like here.
like there. Okay.
I don't know what you
let's
guys
see,
are
let's see,
doing.
Let's see if I can. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how they did that. I really
Maybe
don't.
maybe on this mode you can't.
Or
But
maybe it was
on
just
the
luck. I don't know. Maybe it was just luck. It just bounced off and they happened to hit me. I don't know.
No, but the thing is that they were doing that on purpose.
They did it way too many
Oh, I
times.
wonder. Does the aim change whenever you pick me up as a character?
Because it could also be that there was a specific type of wall.
Oh, that's the one.
to
Look,
do that.
this is what I was talking about. Okay, so you don't have to wait. Look, Manuel, roll up like a wall.
Say it again.
Roll
Alright,
up.
alright.
Okay, so I do this, I guess, for a good amount of time. I don't know why Luis was doing it. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. Hold on, let me throw it at you, Luis.
Okay.
No, because anyway, I don't know how it's supposed to be.
Try with me. Try with me. Yeah.
Because
yeah,
you did it. There
came
we
up
go.
on.
See this.
Yeah.
So I think you're supposed to come running at me with like rolled up, and then what I do is like launch you, and then he gets to pick where he's gonna end up, and he's
Damn.
gonna blast. Yeah. See.
That's cool. That's
Let me
Let's try
see
it
if I.
again. Let's try it.
Okay, let me try to catch me. But you roll balls, we can't all do it.
no.
Then. Okay,
I'm sorry, I'll throw you up.
you're
Go ahead,
good.
do it
I
again.
probably let go of it. Is what happened.
Nope, it's not doing nothing. I don't know.
It,
Okay, let me see if
could
I
it
have
be
to.
like?
'Cause Luis-
Mine does it.
Yeah, he did it.
I don't know.
I
Is
hate
it
to understand. That
a
was
perk
my accident.
that's tied to?
Let me do
clothing
it. Catch
or
me. Try to do it
something?
again. Catch
Okay.
Me, try to do it
Okay.
again. Oh, go ahead with Lee. You got Lee. See? How is it? Who's doing it? He does it.
I think.
Maybe it's tied to the clothing.
Let me see. Let me try to press
No.
different buttons. Oh no, don't throw me. Let me try to press different
I'm
buttons
sorry.
to see.
Okay,
To
Luis.
see if,
I think that's a perk that's tied.
I don't
to
know
the
why.
clothing.
No, it isn't. But I just don't understand why you can't do it in Manuel can.
Go ahead, throw me. Let me see. Let me see something.
No, that's for you to get off of it. I think.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to press different buttons. Just to see what
Okay.
happens. Nope, no button. I don't see nothing. Nothing does it. I pressed all
No
the
lo
buttons.
hace, ¿verdad?
Nothing happens.
It time out. I don't know. I don't understand.
How about you? Let catch him. Luis,
Pass to
catch
me.
him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me catch you.
I'm here.
Okay.
See?
See, I do
How
it.
did you do it? Oh, it
I
says
didn't
Luis.
do
It
anything.
I'm just hitting R2.
has to be. It
And
has
I
to
hold
be.
it.
I was on R2 also.
Yeah, it
Maybe
has
it's
to be the
R2.
ability that he has, maybe. See, I don't know. Let's try to check another game mode out.
Okay, so we got what do we have? We have no, this isn't it. Street play. Okay. The team KO, which is the one we did. 4v4 is ball up brawl, where there are no balls. You just have to roll up and do it.
Chicos, estamos acá jugando hoy un poco de Knockout City, así que por favor, si les gusta, usted sabe, escriba por ahí por el chat y compártalo. Por favor, denle
Go
like
ahead.
a Ace en Ace2K Gaming y también en Twitch.
3v3 Diamond Dash. This is your opponents. Knock out your opponents, grab their diamonds or deny them. Your teammate's character throw for a bonus. 30 diamonds win the round. So it's if you played what is that one? The dog tag mode on Call of Duty,
Pass to
where you
me.
have to
Pass
pick
to
them up.
me.
I think that's similar to that with diamonds. And then this one is gonna be Party Team KO. It's all special balls all the time. First team to 10 knockout wins
that's
the
cool.
round. So it's about
That's
the same with
That's
just
cool.
all
with special
specials.
balls.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that you read? The first one? I didn't hear the first one.
Ball up brawl is it's 4v4, so we'll have to play
Okay.
with a random, and then it's just balling up. There's no actual ball, so we
I
have
don't
to
like that.
yeah.
I think I would like the, I don't know, the diamond one and the
Diamond
special one.
Dash?
The special ones. That's pretty good.
Okay, let's try the diamond first, and then we'll try the other one, and then we can probably transition to the. Big Goose says, "I'm not worried about Russell. I've got Vince already, just waiting on Nexus." I couldn't even go for Vince. I didn't care, honestly. It's especially and definitely not Russell. Too much hassle. I'm on my own. Why does it do that?
Big Goose, hi.
I'm gonna quit
I don't know
out.
if Big Goose was the one that said this, but I'm trying to beat right now.
All
What's
right,
called?
let's bring you
Ninja
guys
Gaiden.
here.
I'm close. I'm close, Big Goose. I'm close.
Or you can't be close
Yeah, I get. He's
because
doing
you can't
it.
save.
He's sending it again.
You can't save. You're not allowed to save. What do you mean you're close? You're not allowed to save. That
I
doesn't
mean,
count.
I mean, cause what, I mean, I'm playing it on Switch, and the way the Switch does it is that, is that a new party
Okay,
invitation?
Manuel is here. Yeah, where are you? Yeah,
Okay,
because I don't know. It kicked me out.
okay. So
Are
the
you
way
here? Okay, we're
the
all here,
Nintendo,
so
yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
here.
put it now.
The way Nintendo Switch does it is that whenever you finish a level, you start up there. But what I'm doing
Yeah, that's
is
what I'm saying.
that whenever I try to like do a solid run, I play like straight, and then
Oh,
I hit like R2 and L2, and I restart the game. So the farthest that I have gone to, it's 4-2, which is right before the fourth level boss.
it says
And
we
the
have
game,
to. Sorry.
it's
Bobby?
6-2.
It says we have to be like all of us have to be level 5 before we can go to those
Oh,
game
okay.
modes.
Oh, and we can only play the regular game mode then?
Seems that way. Yeah. What level are you
Oh
guys?
man, I don't know.
Level, let me see. Let me see. I
You
don't know
might have
what it
leveled up
says.
because you, especially Manuel, because you actually
It
got some
says, nah, it
skills.
says street rank 2. I guess that's the level.
Level
Yeah.
1. That's what I
I'm
say.
level 2.
It seems here. Yeah, Manuel must be level 4 right now.
Well, let's just play. Let's just play with at least one more, I guess. I'll play
Okay.
1 or 2 more.
All right, let's do that then, and then we'll go back to the usual thing, a regular program.
You know, I'm liking the aesthetic of this game, because it seems like it borrows a little bit from what's that game called, the one that the Spider-Man theme the before
The
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset
It
Overdrive.
kind of,
Oh, yeah.
it kind of has that vibe, but it also
Bring
has
in the
like,
dog and
I don't know, like
I wish it felt
70s
like, but I wish it felt like Sunset Overdrive.
And that was an underrated gem that a lot of
Yeah,
people
man.
didn't get to play.
Yep.
I played it for the first time, thanks to Game Pass, when I got the 1X the first time. Man, I was missing out. That game
Yeah, it was a
awesome.
pretty good game. It's a lot
And
of
it's so
people haven't
fluid,
gotten
too.
to try it, but it's a pretty good game.
It feels so fluid.
Oh, look
you
at
know?
this guy! You already know where you already know we're in for some trouble. Oh my God, Luis grabbed the ball.
I got a ball.
Okay. Oh, that's you.
Dangerous.
Oh, that's not
Where they at?
you.
Where they at?
Somebody hit me.
Oh, this thing. Oh, I almost
Oh,
got
yeah.
that ball. Watch out, that ball explodes. You can't hold it
Look
in.
at this guy.
Okay, guys, catch me. Manuel, catch me.
Dropped you.
Oh, do the thing. Do the ace. Do the.
Come
do
here,
the-
then.
Okay.
I got a
Do the-
knockout.
do-
Oh, if somebody catches
There we
the ball,
go. Do it
If
again.
somebody look, if somebody catches the ball and they throw it back at you and you catch it,
Do that.
it gets super
Do that.
powered.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
let's
I
go,
got one
people.
knockout. I got one knockout.
Come on, man. You have to.
got
You
two
just
knockouts.
wasted it.
Oh,
knockouts.
come on. Come on. Grab me again.
Hold on. I need to see somebody first. There we go.
Got 2 knockouts.
There we go. I hit him.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably.
Do the
Oh,
charging thing.
damn,
Wait, I don't know where they're at.
I did it too early.
I got hit by that thing.
Are we winning though, right?
We're winning 3-1. It's okay.
There we go.
Let's not get cocky
We're
because
doing
that's
good.
what happened last time.
We're doing good.
I got 2 knockouts. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I got him.
Ha! I blew him up. Come on. How did that
I
not
don't
kill
see
him?
no balls here.
Ah, they got me from behind. We need somebody watching our backs. We can't play 1-on-1.
I'm with Ace here.
Yeah, there were just 2 guys on it.
I blew him up again. There we go.
Did you knock him out?
Okay,
There
where
we go.
are
You got a
we?
knockout. You got a knockout. There you go.
Yeah, charge me up. Yeah, do that.
Let's go. Land on him.
Bro.
Land on him. Land on him. Ooh.
Oh, ah, he caught that. I can't believe he caught that in the air. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
How
Some
in the
people are
world?
just like
I just
ridiculous
knocked
at
him
this
out.
game.
Oh, that
Come on,
was
we're
cool.
still winning. We're still winning. We're still winning.
Okay, I need
we're
I need a ball or I need somebody to roll up.
Right here, there's 2 balls right here where I'm at.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
trying to get up there.
I knocked one
Oh
player
no,
out.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh no, I
Here
just
you go.
fell. Oh
I
man.
killed myself.
I
Oh,
did
don't
too.
do that. You both killed yourself.
Yep. The thing is that the ball hit me. The one in the middle.
Come on, I got one guy on me.
I got him.
Somebody help.
Boom.
Hey,
You knocked him? No, you got him. But you knocked me out at the same time.
I'm sorry.
hey, pick me
No, it
up.
wasn't you. He did. He knocked me out right when you knocked him out.
Okay, I knocked him out again with Luis.
Gold team takes
There we
the
go.
lead.
There we go.
That's
Guys
cool.
will win. This is a team effort here. Nobody.
Okay, that guy just landed. That guy just got wrecked himself.
Where are
Hey,
they?
I don't got a ball. I don't got a ball.
There's
We're ready
one.
for them.
There's one.
They're not here.
I'm staying behind you guys.
Okay.
Because you guys are playing good.
But they're not here.
He's right there.
Where?
Right up
You're on
there.
top,
There
you're
we
on
go.
top.
I hit
There
him.
we go. Almost. Listo almost knocked him out.
Hey,
They're
pick
coming
me
behind
up.
us. They're coming behind us. Coming behind us.
Okay,
trap
bombs
me up.
away.
Yep. I'm gonna get him. Ah.
Come on,
Oh
okay,
man.
I just hit Odin. Okay,
we-
I got
just
him.
hit
Hold on.
Odin.
Come on.
Dude,
There we go. Odin's almost out.
I just need the wall.
Somebody hit him.
Do it,
Yeah,
do it,
there we
do
go.
it.
I got him.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Ah, that was a good attempt.
Yeah. Come on, one
Okay,
more.
we're cooking.
Come on, we got
Pick
this
me
one.
up.
I got a ball, so we can do the
I got a
same
ball
strategy.
also.
Luis, you pay attention so you can hit him.
There's
Hit him.
one
Oh,
up
there's a guy
there.
on top. I threw one.
Okay.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
We teamed
Let's
up on him there.
go.
But
There
some
was a-
guys think
there-
they're slick. I've noticed that. They stand somewhere, they just stand there. They don't move. I've
Yeah.
noticed that in a couple games. Okay,
Let's
we
go.
got that.
Okay, we
Let's
got.
see
Yeah,
if we can
can
win.
And
if we
two
can
of
win
those,
the entire
two of
match.
those skills that they got was
fue
just
bueno.
good. Me and Luis just
We got,
dropping.
yeah, you guys dropped out.
We did good. Okay, let's
Alright, we
keep
did
that
good.
momentum going then.
Let's see.
Damn. I enjoyed
Gold team
a lot
takes
this
the
one.
lead.
Okay,
You got a ball ready? Okay.
I got a ball ready to go. I'm
Highlight.
just trying to find this big two.
Got one up here too. They're going up. They're going up on the crane.
Okay,
I got Odin.
Okay,
I hit him
I
once.
see Odin.
I got
Yep.
him. Hold on, where is he?
Oh, I got him.
Somebody-
I knocked them out. Okay.
There we go.
I
There
did
we go.
it.
We got already 3.
I don't know where they are.
Okay.
They're
They're
usually
just
on
dead?
top.
Me
You
up.
have to pay attention.
Charge me up.
I'ma
Let's see
try to
if
go
I
on
can.
top.
Okay, I
I'm
seen
trying
I
to-
can see.
I seen this guy.
Like-
Hold on.
I'm with Luis. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go on top like they're doing.
Oh, okay. Try to charge me up.
There's a guy
See if I
trying to
can-
come. There's a guy trying to. Oh look. Okay, this one. It did it by itself.
Yeah.
The bomb.
Okay, there's
I
Odin.
can't find him.
He's trying to get the ball.
Ah,
Nope.
come on, that ball.
No.
Oh, I have Odin. I have Odin.
Move.
Come here.
Come on.
Oh.
Oh
It's
no,
just
he
that
has one.
sometimes-
Let me catch it. Let me catch it. Oh man, I thought I would catch it. My bad.
Man, we're doing so good.
Somebody hit him. Can somebody hit him?
7-2.
Somebody hit Odin.
Luis, you got? Oh, hold on.
There we go. I got him.
I have a ball. I have a ball.
Okay. Dude,
I got Odin right here. Somebody. Oh, I knocked him out by hitting him. I not with the ball. I knocked him over with the thing.
I knocked him out.
There we go.
I knocked him off the
Yeah.
map. There we go.
There when he got. Yeah, that's what I did
Let's
too. I
go.
knocked him off the map.
See, we're
Okay,
getting
finally.
it.
I think that's a good way to end it. Unless you want to
Yeah.
do one more.
Nah, this is nah. Let's just
I
go
think
out
that's
on
a
top
good one. Yeah.
This is a highlight. Right
with your MVP right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Let's
awesome.
go out on top. This is good. This is good run. Good run.
Yep.
Let's see if we can level up here.
All right, so in Ace, you got 8 KOs. I got 6. Luis got 4.
Luis was doing all
Not
the
bad.
assists though.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
No, it says it doesn't say that he got any assists.
No,
It says
no, but like
he got 3.
you know,
yeah,
the
but he
stuff
was
that
up
you
and
don't
down.
see
I
on the
understand, I
sheet.
understand,
All right.
yeah. All right, but the kill death ratio, that's what I want to know. I think mine, I don't know if it's better to be
I
high
don't
or
know
low.
about that one.
Because you got 2.67 and I got 2 points.
I'm
and
a
Luis got 2.2.
kill that. Well,
I don't know which one is better. If it's higher or lower.
it's usually better to have a higher from what
Higher
I
one? Okay.
yeah from what I
right.
gather.
Okay.
But this is just for this one match. But
Yeah.
so let's go. I'm gonna transition the screen into the podcast, the usual podcast stream then.
Okay.
All right.
So we are back live with you guys today, back with the No Name Podcast. As you already know, if you missed the first part, no problem with that. We'll have it uploaded to YouTube. We were playing a little bit of Knockout City. You know, as always, I'm joined with Luis from Luixen's Game Room, Manuel from Nerd Como Tu, and we're gonna jump right on it because we were working on. I mean, we were playing the game. You know, so that's what we're gonna be talking about. First of all. All right, so Knockout City. That's gonna be the first thing we're gonna talk about. We were playing it. Our thoughts on it. You know, if you could see some of us, even some of the stream before, we had a little bit of fun with it. Why don't we start with Manuel? Manuel, what did you think of the game?
All right. Well, for me, it's a good game. I love that we have 10 days to play it free, test it out, have fun with friends or whatever. But it's not something that I would say, okay, I'm going to buy for $30. I think that if I were to buy it, I would only play it for a little while and then I would just leave it go. So it's a fun play. I recommend it. I recommend it, especially getting into it now. For the 5 more days, it's fast paced. It has a lot of strategy. It's much deeper than I thought it would be. I think $30 is a good price range for it. It's just not something that I personally would pay for.
At least, what did you think of it, man?
Um, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I love this game. I thought that, I mean, I was going with high expectations because I saw the trailers and I was like, this, like, these type of games that I usually enjoy, um, with or without friends. But since I played with you guys, I think it made the experience like more wholesome in a way. I think I might buy this. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it on PSN or maybe Switch because you have it there too. But yeah, I loved this game. Every aspect of it. The matchmaking was cool, was quick. Um, I like the aesthetic of it. It's witty, it's fun, it's quirky, it's cool. It's just awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. As it's a different thing. In days when we keep getting the same things, in days that we keep getting basically screwed with AAA releases. This is a breath of fresh air for me. Is what I would say. I think it's a good party game. Play with friends, like Lee said, is one of those games that you can have fun for a while. Like Manuel said, it may not have that super lasting appeal, but for me, I think it's one of those games that I can probably just go back to every once in a while, play with you guys, and have fun with. It's fun, fast paced, all the good stuff. Like Manuel said as well, I think the price point is not too off putting. It's I believe it's $20 and the deluxe edition is 30. So it's not too bad. I enjoyed it. If you guys missed again, like I said, where we were playing it before in the stream, we're gonna have that on YouTube tomorrow, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I do think it's a good game. We had a good time. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah,
And
there's a few things that they okay, like there's a few quality of life stuff that they should make a little bit better. Like for example, I didn't realize after every match we should be able to see our stats. I shouldn't have to press pause and go to the menu and check my stats. That to me doesn't make sense. So it's a small little detail like that. After every match, we should see the stats immediately. I think that they should. We played around 4 or 5 matches, and I don't think any of us ever like try to level up or get more stuff like upgrade weapons or suits or whatever abilities, but that exists in the game. So I think that the game doesn't do a good job. If we played 4 or 5 matches and the game never told us, hey, you can level up now, or hey, you can buy this now, then I think it's not doing a good job of letting people know, this is a game that you can progress, you can gain more abilities as time passes. I think they need to work on that, make it clearer that that's what this type of game is, because we just played with however we started, and that's that. Even the going into the character details and whatnot, like I know that because you told us, but we didn't realize that we could do that. So because the game doesn't tell you that. But then again, we didn't play the tutorials, so maybe I'm speaking offhand or whatever. So there's little details like that I think that they need to work on. If they have a good roadmap plan for this, like more maps, maybe more people, and rather than just 3v3, 4v4. Because imagine that 10v10. Imagine a battle royale like this with dodgeball. That would be heck. That would be madness. And it would be, I think that I think honestly would make me want to pay $20-$30. If we can have more people and have it be more chaotic, I think I would get into it. So there's little details like that, but I don't know anything about the developers, so I don't know if they're just too small or whatever. I really don't know. But I would
I
I would like those little things, yeah.
I think that was mentioned though that they would have like battle royale and that kind of thing. So we'll have to just keep a lookout and see. Because I myself I saw the trailer a while back, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like a fun game." And then I don't, for some reason, I completely forgot about it until we were at your podcast, and Kevin told us. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin told us about it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that game I wanted to play," and it was free. So I'm like, "Yeah, let's try let's try it out." So we got together and we did it here. But Yeah, I think it has a lot more in store, possibly planned, but it's not come out with everything up front. So we'll have to see. We'll have to keep a lookout for it. But like I said, like you said yourself as well, $20 I think is a decent price point for it. So they did a good
Oh,
job for what it is.
yeah. Also, it's worth pointing out that hopefully more games do this. This is not a beta. Like this is not an alpha. This is not a beta. This is not a test trial. This is 10 days complete unlimited access to this game. And I think that's pretty awesome. Like that's pretty risky and that's pretty awesome. And you could play this game. This is what it is. You have 10 days, and then after 10 days, you decide to pay it or not. So I think more people should get on that.
That for sure. I think this is something that AAA games should do but they won't do it, and you know why? We have seen release after failed release after failed release lately, so they will lose out on too much for that. But like yeah, I agree with you 100%. This is something. This is a custom that should be brought out and more. Luis, what else you got for it, man?
Especially free to play games or stuff like that. Like they should definitely let you test the waters out and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to praise the matchmaking on this game, um, because Outriders. I want to point out that Outriders is a great game. The story itself, the single player modes, they're really well made, well produced, but the matchmaking sucks, and it's so bad that it throws you off of the experience. I've tried to stream this game 3 4 times, and I have never been able to find anyone, and that's a cross playing game, so it has active crossplay. So I don't know what happened there, but this game also features crossplay, and the matchmaking was like this. It was fast, it was quick. I did not experience any lag in the matchmaking or in the session itself. So that's really good, for a game that's really hot right now, because it's free, and it whole 10 days. It's not a little thing they did here. They almost gave you full game for 2 weeks, almost. That's really good, on their end. So yeah, this deserves recognition.
I
I
think
think everyone should check it out.
I think you hit it right out of the park with that comment for sure. We were talking about it before. Games like Outriders, does the servers don't work? Like this is and this is the here comes this game straight up giving it to everyone for free, and it's working perfectly fine. But we can't have a AAA release on AAA, big company, and they cannot, their servers can't hold. I don't understand. Which you have to pay for, so not everybody's playing it. And I understand that maybe in Game Pass, but the PlayStation is not free. Servers suck anyway. So I don't understand that. There are no ways. If we see this thriving here, then there is no excuse for big developers. That's what I think.
So I'm looking it out right now, and apparently the only thing they've ever done, according to Google, is Mario Kart Live, the home circuit.
Mm.
So that's the only thing they've done this and Knockout City. So they're an up and coming developer, and I think they started off on the right path.
Yeah, they did.
That's really
I would
cool.
say
And
so.
both properties are they can't like be on a different corner. Mario Kart Live, it's a great game. People refer to it as a really great expansion to that franchise. It's a shame that it's locked behind a 100 buck car, but people have said that it's a really great racer. I have
Mario,
not
yeah,
played it myself.
Mario Kart Live is a rich people game. That's all I'm saying about that. Who
you
has
know
the money to spend $100 and
and
the
the house.
space in their house to play that type of game? That's rich people stuff. That's not made for us.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that one because it's not something that we can afford.
True. And the thing is that if you want to play multiplayer, you have to buy 2 cars, so that's 200 bucks on your
Oh
end.
my god.
Plus, you have to have a really good broadband service, because the game runs on Wi-Fi. It's not Bluetooth; it's Wi-Fi, and you can't run those cars outside either, because the wheels are little, and dirt will pick up, and yeah, they will break easily. So yeah, you don't want that. But to praise this developer, tackling like a huge IP like Mario Kart, and then going out of their way to do Knockout City. I mean, two big hits. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to them. All right, so we're gonna jump right to the next one, and the next one is gonna be Max Effect Legendary Edition. We're gonna talk just a little bit about it. I know you guys haven't played it. You've played the original, Manuel, right? The entirety of it.
Yes.
All right, so I played the original as well. I just played a little bit because I'm trying to stream it. So I'm just trying to hold myself from playing too much of it. Just testing the waters and whatnot. But I did want to talk about it because I think uh, it's not a remake or anything like that. So obviously I started with one, and one is the elder one, right? So it's the one that would look at less appealing in this times. I think they did a good job. Some of it is still gonna be clunky because it's an issue of the time that the game was released originally. But I think they did a really good job, trying to bring it to today. It's less evident in the part two and part three. Also, it's got all of the DLC. Like this is the go-to for you wanting to play Mass Effect. What Mass Effect really is, and what Mass Effect is. Manuel, how would you describe it?
It's difficult because it depends on which game you're talking about. The first one, to me that's a hardcore RPG. Like that's an RPG through and through. But I would say the Mass Effect, if you want me to describe it like in a sentence, it's an incredible space odyssey. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a space odyssey. I don't
I
know
agree.
how else to describe it. Yeah.
I agree. And then everything that it's a seamless thing going from one to two to three to everything. Like the storylines are cohesive. Everything has a reason to be. Choices are huge on Mass Effect. Lately we've had games where they talk about choice, but they're not as expansive, or they don't really. You don't feel like they matter. If you're an RPG fan, if you're a fan of space, anything like that, this is a game that I will advise you to buy.
The one thing that really stands out to me that I mean, I'm not gonna get it anytime soon, but what I do appreciate is in the third one, in the original, there was an issue with the leveling up. In order for you to have a great end mission, you had to have done like all the side missions and all of that stuff, which is not possible to do on your first run because you need certain things. So you would actually have to play it more than once, at least twice, to get like that perfect ending, so to
Hmm.
speak. Now with the legendary edition, they allow you, since you're carrying it over, if you play the first one and the second one, when you get to the third one, you don't have to grind it out like that because it carries over from the first and the second one. So I appreciate that. I think that was a very, very smart choice.
That is a great point. Yeah, they brought it up like that. I think on the first one itself as well. There's a different leveling system that you can pick in between, like the new legendary system or the old one. Where the new one, it's just the level cap is 30, and if the progression is a little bit slower, you get more points. But it ends up being about the same at the end. But like you said, you can go through the whole thing and actually finish leveling, like getting to the level cap, as opposed to in the first time around that you couldn't do it. So that's a huge thing. Also, a little bit of the weapon power and that kind of thing. They brought it up on the first one, which was the one that was much different than the other ones. It was more streamlined than the other ones, but they brought it back a little bit more to match. So that was also a very quality of life and well appreciated thing that they did.
I wonder, like, I haven't sat down and looked at it, but I wonder because we always talk about how different the first one is. And I wonder how well the first one sold because obviously it had to have been a hit in order for them to say, okay, let's make this trilogy. And people loved it. And I wonder how different the sales are and the reviews are from the first to the second one. Because I know that amongst the fans, the second one is considered the best. But to me, it's curious how a studio basically changes a game up so much from the first to the second game. That usually only happens when the reception in the first one is not as great as they wanted it to do, but it's sold enough. So let's just make a second one. I'm curious about that. That's just me thinking out loud. I'm just curious why they made it the second one so much more action oriented, and the third one even more so than the first one.
Yeah, I remember in the last time we got together, we had talked a little bit about Mass Effect and this kind of thing, and um, you had told me that, and that's I think the most common thing around the fan base is that two is the better game. And but then you got me thinking when you said that, because it's true. But then you also referred and looked fondly back at the first game, and I mean it was the setup for everything. Like there would not be a Mass Effect 2 if it wasn't for the first one. And the first one, story wise, I think it hits all the notes. Where the second one, again, it is really good. Like it is, again widely considered to be the best one in the series. But you were it's like a more self-contained story. It's a smaller story about a specific task, whereas the other ones are like very much massive in all those varieties that they have. But it's you can't go wrong with it. I think third one is widely considered to be the worst, only because the ending. To be honest with you,
In my not in my case. In my case, the reason why I don't like the third one as much as the first and the second one is because the decision making is much more limited in the third one than in the first and the second one. Like when you look at even the way it looks, the branching, usually you only have two options. Whereas in the first one, you had like six options to speak from. And the third one is mostly like, okay, you have options, but they're just to get more information. In terms of decision, it's usually a good or a bad decision. And that so it was much more, I think the third one is a much more simplified version of the first and the second one. And the other thing is that I played the three consecutively. So I played the first and the second one and immediately played the third one. I didn't have to wait, I don't know how long between the second and the third
that's the
one.
right way to do it.
Yeah, well, it's good, but the problem is, if you remember the game, a large part of the game, towards the beginning, especially, is reintroducing these characters that you met in the first and the second one. But since I just played with them, every time they reintroduced a character, I was like, okay, I know who it is. Like I remember. You don't have to tell me. But they did it for multiple characters, so that kind of damaged my experience with it a little bit.
You know what thing that I did find interesting? I don't know if you recall it being the same way. When you jump into three, because it's the closest one to two, and you carry over a lot of the stuff that you brought, because there's a continuation of this. You feel like a lot, like pretty overpowered in the beginning of the game. Do you remember that being the case as well?
Yeah, I did feel like I felt that way because remember the second one basically was you start from zero again. You basically start from scratch. So the third
Which
one, yeah, you
makes
did.
sense according to the story. And then when you
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
that one, as the progression carries over, they did a really good job on all of that, I would say.
Definitely, definitely. So if you never checked out Mass Effect, this is the version.
Luis, I think you played some of it. Why don't you give us your thoughts as well?
I mean, I played I think a little bit of first. I did enjoy it a lot. At the time that I played it, I think maybe two had come out. So I think that by that time, first felt that I it didn't hold up, and not graphics wise, because that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm a retro guy, so I go back to Metal Gear Solid One, and Crash and Spiral, um, almost every year. So but the thing is that it felt clunky in the way the characters like walked and approach items. Yeah, it felt weird. So I played a good amount of two. I did not finish it, so I had to get out on that. But I did enjoy the branches that it presented, the way the I mean, this franchise itself, it's been referred to as the Star Wars of video games, in the universe building aspect. So that's huge. Star Wars, I mean, people here,
I
they're
don't know if
watching
you're
us
still
live.
allowed to talk about Star Wars, but yeah, go ahead.
Thing. Yeah, if people here watching us enjoy Star Wars, that's a really good like way to sell this game. It's Star Wars, in the boots of a soldier, basically. So it's really good. You see lots of races, planets, everything has a detail. I remember about two that every planet had like a history section that you can look up. It had soul in it. You felt that you were going to these places, but this place is like they seem real. That's the thing. And no other game does that. at least on that scale, because you have games that do develop really well scenarios or universes, but they tend to lack a little bit of polish, on the locales that you visit like the least. But Mass Effect, it's another way to approach story
I'm
building. So
I'm
yeah.
gonna give I'm gonna give my bold statement of the day. I would argue, and a lot of people are not gonna like this, and I don't care. I will argue that the Mass Effect universe world building is better than Star Wars.
I mean,
Point taken.
you're talking to a guy who is not in love with Star Wars as other people are, so it's not going to be that controversial with me. The thing with Star Wars is that everybody always says, "No, but this is a huge universe. There's all these stories, there's all these characters, there's all these aspects." Yeah, but they only focus on the same ones. So I think that's why we look at it that way. Whereas Mass Effect, you see all of these different races and their different backgrounds and different, like, to me, I can't remember the name. Maybe you can remind me. One of my favorite side stories from Mass Effect, the trilogy in general, but especially the first one going to the second one, was the race that they were sterilized. They were
Yeah, the
sterilized. They can't
Krogans.
the Grog. I love that story. And then when you have the both characters in your on your ship, the ones that sterilize them and them, and how their dynamic works, like the way they tell that story so profoundly, and it's so awesome. Much better than I would say Star Wars has ever done.
And
Like,
and
ask me about any race in Star Wars. I'm not gonna tell. I can't. I don't know.
if you do want to learn more about Mass Effect and you want to try it out, like I said, this is the definitive edition. Do yourself a favor and don't even pick up Andromeda, even if it's on sale. This is what you want. This is Mass Effect right here. Manuel and Luis, like, last time we were out, we had talked a little bit about it. I said it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but Manuel brought up the perfect point. It isn't as bad as as any other game, but it's not Mass Effect.
Yeah, when you compare it to Mass Effect, it's a pretty bad game. I do want to emphasize too, though, that it's not really a fair comparison, Star Wars and Mass Effect, because, like, Mass Effect is pure sci-fi, and that's what I love about it. Like, this is pure sci-fi. It's science fiction. It's like reading a novel, but in video game form, basically. Because I don't know if any of you have ever had the chance to read a sci-fi novel. Like, they're real deep in the lore and the details, and that's real sci-fi. That's real hardcore sci-fi, and especially Mass Effect One. But the trilogy is really deep in that lore. So I think it's science fiction, whereas Star Wars is more fantasy based. So that's why I think that it's not as expansive in that sense.
And shout out to Kenny in the chat. What's going on, Kenny? How you doing, man? Let us know what you think about what we're
Hey
talking
man.
about. If you know anything about Mass Effect, we talked about Mass Effect. We talked a little bit about Knockout City, which was the game that we played on stream earlier. If you missed out on that, we're gonna have it on YouTube tomorrow, so don't worry about that. But if you know anything about that or other of the subjects that we're talking about, let us know. Did you have anything more for Mass Effect?
No, I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't
that's pretty good.
want to like just stay there because we love the game, we do, but it's
Yeah.
also we haven't really gotten as far as we should to talk about the Legendary Edition itself. So we talked a little bit about it, but we're gonna move on to the next subject, and the next subject is gonna be a controversial one according to Twitter because I got on all sorts of nonsense this morning on Twitter because of it. We're gonna talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and more specifically, the remake intergrade, which we just learned is gonna be an extra $20. It doesn't matter if you bought the deluxe edition, which is what my issue was, and I'm trying to explain to everybody. My issue is that this is the first deluxe game that I have bought that I have to pay extra for DLC, and they want the semantics of what. Well, we call it DLC, or we just don't say that this is coming. We bring it out later, and we say this is extra content, so that you're okay with paying, which is what I saw a lot of on Twitter. Manuel, what do you think about this?
First thing, Manuel was right. Right? I was right.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
first thing we got to remember. We should have bet on it, but I was right. I predicted the price point. I said I would be surprised if it costs more than $20. And that's apparently the price that they're charging for $20 for 2 chapters. which is I think I don't know. It's just it depends on how long it is because I understand where you're coming from. Yes, 2 chapters, but how long are they? Because Final Fantasy VII Remake, there's chapters that last like an hour that they're really short. There's chapters that last a lot. Like it depends on what chapter it is. So it depends how long it is because I understand where you're coming from. You bought the deluxe edition, they charge $20 for extra content, a game that's not technically finished in itself. You know, there clearly is a cash cow. But at the same time, is it just semantics? It depends when it comes out. Because what if it's more like The Lost Legacy? What if it's more like for infamous First Light or whatever it's called? What if it's more like the Last of Us, the one the Left Behind or Left Alone, whatever it was called? What if it's more like that? Nobody cared about that. Nobody was saying, oh, you're charging us money for extra content or whatever. That's basically DLC. No, it wasn't DLC. It was an additional storyline. So that's what I want to know. I want to know because correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yuffie or Yuffie, she's not in this game.
No.
So technically it can't be DLC because it's not part of this game. You know, so I understand kind of where they're going from. So I'm kind of pushing back on your point, even though I understand it. I don't think it's just semantics. I think we have to wait and see how much it actually is worth when it comes
I
out.
get that, and we had talked about it before about her not being there, but about the game not being either not being finished or the game being a full length game. And we had also mentioned how a lot of it is side quests that you don't really need to do. Like they do nothing for the game and they just artificially make the game bigger than it is. So is it like, and you have mentioned yourself, oh, I don't buy that, the whatever reason they had, they could have just done it here. And yeah, it would have taken longer, and taking longer is not the problem. The problem is drip feeding any type of content to the people that are waiting for it. Like, and this is something that I got a lot of is, oh, well, if you feel that way about it, don't buy it. Yeah, no, that's fine. But then they'll be like, oh, well, I will pay whatever money that they want for more Final Fantasy VII, and that is the real issue. I feel like.
I think I'll try to position myself in the middle of both your points because they seem really really good, on their ends. Um,
Sorry
I
to
do
interrupt.
think,
I just saw the image that you put on on the podcast with the cash cow on the side. That's really funny.
yeah, that image is awesome. Also, Kenny said that he hasn't played Final Fantasy games since PS2. That's okay, man. You can jump in
PS2.
on.
Which one did you play, Kenny? Let us know. Which one was your favorite if you got that far? Let us know.
Yeah, you can jump in on Seven Remake because it's really good. You can jump in. I mean,
Manuel is
I mean,
Manuel is doing
from
something
from
there.
the
Yeah,
last games that we've
I'll
received from Square, that's the one I would recommend at least for a new player. That's the thing. I don't know
Yeah,
because it
here I
has more
am
soul.
complaining
That's the thing.
about it, but yeah, it is really good, and I think that's my biggest issue with it. It is that good, but they're
Yeah,
they're banking on the nostalgia of people that would literally pay anything for more Final Fantasy VII. Is my problem.
that's the
you wanna.
thing. I
Well,
wanted
I'm gonna let
to.
Lee finish real quick, but
Okay.
I want to have a small debate with you, Ace. I want to know, is it as good as you say it is? I want to have that
Well,
conversation.
now that you're done with
Basically,
it, yeah, we're gonna get into it for sure.
Just to get on my point quickly because this debate is firing it up right now. I would say that my concern with this game for this portion of DLC or another chapter or whatever you want to call it, this game has been on development for possibly 7 years or more, right? We knew that this game in fact affected the development of Kingdom Hearts 3 because they thought that Kingdom Hearts Flame was dying out and they repurposed the budget and the resources and they tried to mash up an ending and do it quickly just because 7 remake needed more attention. So from that point I think they knew they had the right assets and the resources and the budget to make it a little bit longer. The thing is that probably they tried to like make a staff decision in order to, okay, let's cut here and let's do the transition in order to here. Because the thing is, I mean, I'm a gamer. I want to finish 7 remake. I'll probably buy this because I don't see 20 being that much. But the thing is that I did not buy this game as a deluxe version. That's the thing. People bought this game for $90, and the thing is that what that offered was the base game, a theme, an extra material, and that's it. Nothing more. And what would you expect is at least Square acknowledging that and saying, okay, for you, our consumer that bought this game on this tier, I'm gonna give you $10 off. I mean, or give it free. If they didn't want to go the free route, at least give a discount for a gamer like Gaze that bought it on that tier. Because right now I don't mind because I got it free from PS Plus. I could buy whatever. But the thing is, it does seem rough for in that aspect.
Let me
And
let me
to
jump in real quick before
yeah,
we head to Manuel.
okay,
There's one thing about that. See, for example, I was thinking about this myself. I will have an argument and I will have counter arguments to my own argument because that's just how I do it. But so I bought the deluxe edition, right? That was my choice to buy that one, and I understand that. But at then we're adding this other $20, and this is part of the whole, which would be the game. How much would I end up paying for the whole thing? That's my question.
that's the thing. What I wanted to put out as an ending statement in this point is that part two is coming up. I don't know if this game is gonna be a trilogy because that it's spreading out rumors fast. That could happen because from what we know from the base game, there's a huge chunk of the game that still missing from this part. And the thing is that what will be the reception of someone that only plays part one and then part two and it's missing that chunk? Would it be substantial? Would it be good? Would it have any benefit, me playing it? I don't know. They need to address that. Other than the cosmetics and the material that it could give you, they need to address how important is this chunk of the story. Because if I were a completionist, I would want to buy it regardless. Because I would like to have it on my collection and play it and see the whole experience. But if I jump in on part one and then I wait it out till part two, would I be missing something? I don't know.
Here's the thing. This is something that's very, very confusing. Not confusing. It seems to me that it's clear what they're doing. And this to me is a problem. The $20 thing is not that big of a deal in my mind if it's worth it. If it's worth it. If it's not worth it, if it's just like this 1 hour, 2 hour thing, then that's too much. But this is the thing, because Luis is saying that he doesn't mind paying the $20 because he got the free version on PS Plus. The thing is that it seems to me from what I'm reading here that you can't buy the thing separately with the free version. Because look what it says here. It says, for users who download the free Final Fantasy VII Remake PlayStation 5 Enhancement Update, which, come on, too long of a name. Just call it an update or something. The new episode featuring Yuffie. Yuffie or Yuffie? How is it?
Yuffie, I think.
Yuffie. Let's just say Yuffie. Titled Final Fantasy VII R Episode Intermission will be available as a separate purchase for $20. Okay, so if you have the upgrade, then it costs $20 separately. But then it says asterisk. If you already own Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PS4, I'm sorry, no. Please note the PS4 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake available to PlayStation Plus members is not eligible for the PS5 digital version upgrade. So it means that if you don't have the upgrade, you can't buy the $20 of the thing, which means if you have the PS Plus version, you can't upgrade. Therefore, in order to pay the $20 thing, you have to buy the game and then buy the $20. So that's what it seems to me. So me, even though I played the PS Plus version and I beat it, if I want to play the Yuffie episode, I have to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake with the PS5 enhancements and then buy the episode. That to me is absurd.
That's messed up.
That's
messed
the
up.
reason why when they first announced the integrate or whatever, and then that same day they didn't announce it. That same day they put it on PS Plus. And I remember I was the first one to fight. I made the podcast talking about that. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you announce today an upgraded version, an enhanced version for PS5, and then on the same day put it for free, but it's not the enhanced version when the enhanced version comes out in June? So it makes me say, okay, do I want to wait until June and buy it, or can I play it now for free? I decided to play for free, but now the problem is that in order to play the Yuffie, I have to buy it. That is absurd. That to me, that's cash cow right there. That's too much.
I mean, what if they? I mean, there's no way of them doing this right. But if let's say they gave us the option for the PS Plus players, to let's say this cuts $20, right? The two chapters with Yuffie. Let's say that they gave us the option to pay at least $15 or $20 in order to get the upgraded version and then be eligible for this. $40 is not bad. You had the whole experience already. You're getting the visuals, but you're not getting the $70 price tag of a new game. I mean, that could work out.
That's
It's still milking the property.
I'm not paying
but,
$40, right? I'm not paying
No.
for. You're paying $40 for a $20 thing because you
Yeah.
already played the version. Why would I pay $40, $50, $60 for a game that I already beat just so I could play the $20 thing? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
All right, we
Yeah.
got some
So-
comments here. Kenny was talking about a game that he recalls being says Square Enix versus Capcom. I don't think that's right. Luis probably played more of the versus Capcom kind of games, so he might know which one he was
I
referring
think
to.
he means the
Capcom
Cydia,
versus
right?
or
Yeah, I think that's what I thought. I
yeah,
think he's talking about the
The
city.
Cydia.
the
Yeah,
Cydia's
'cause
probably
the
like
Cydia
that's the
had
Final
that
Fantasy
aesthetic.
fighting game.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so then Big Oos is back. He's talking about. He says that's why I love GTA 5 new DLC at no cost. The best $30 I ever spent. He bought it for $30. So
Yeah, but the
that's
question is,
it's not story
is the-
DLC though.
yeah,
It's the
exactly.
online,
That's
yeah.
different. It's
which
different.
they gave up on. The story DLC they gave up on because their online is making them that much money. Like people are buying a lot of shark cards. That is the issue. That's been the issue for that one. That's been the issue for Red Dead as well. And Kenny is asking they were making an upgrade for next gen for GTA 5. They are doing it. I believe they said that it was coming out in November.
November.
So
I thought it was coming out right now. I think they announced it recently. Let me look
did
it up.
they? I thought I saw that it was recent, but like for November. But you can look it up. Big
was
Goose,
pulling
yeah, he
up
says what
and
is a
Kenny.
shark card, but yeah, you don't know you don't know what a shark card. You do know, but you don't buy them yourself. But a lot of
True.
people do, and that is the issue.
Kenny asked initially in the chat that he's never played Mass Effect. Did they just remake the whole thing? They did.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the thing.
that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what the
they
one we were
did.
talking before you joined us. We were talking
Yeah.
about the legendary. If you have any interest in it at all, I can guarantee you it's gonna be a good buy.
So yeah, you're right. It's in November. It comes out in November.
November, yeah. So
Which is pretty crazy if you think about like how the legs of GTA 5 is
the
crazy.
GTA 5 is rivaling. I was joking with Luis. GTA 5 is rivaling Skyrim. See which one can release more ports. But the thing about GTA 5, they're giving incentive for the online players. Like if you, they're giving I think $1 million on in-game currency every month until the next edition comes out. So if you got that,
Have they
definitely.
addressed the cost of that next edition? Would it be full priced, or they haven't said anything about that, right?
No, I do know that they're adding more content to it. But when we went, I think when we went to from 3 to 4, did you have to buy the whole thing again?
I did not remember because I think there was like the Nintendo program they did when you had like games for the base DS, and you converted them to the 3DS. I think they did that with
Mm.
GTA on the PS3 for the PS4.
The
And I did
biggest
not
corrected
remember.
me, and he said 1 million a month plus 200,000 every week. That's what
That's a
they're
And this
lot.
giving.
this is interesting too. Look what I'm reading here. It
What you
says,
got?
I don't know about the price thing, but it says that in addition, Rockstar has announced that a standalone version of GTA Online, which is what everybody's playing anyway,
Hmm.
they don't care about this, sorry, will launch for PS5 and Xbox Series S on November 11th. But this is interesting thing. The standalone version will be free exclusively for PS5 players until February 22nd.
Hmm.
So that's pretty interesting that the first few months is free for PlayStation for
That's cool.
PS5 owners. But
There we
they,
go.
they don't. They don't. I'm assuming that yeah, it's a standalone thing. You have to buy it, but the online thing is free for those months.
Okay, yeah, the online is because that it's easy for them, and that's this has been, and I'm gonna bring it up again. My usual, rant about 2K. This is the thing with that. So, GTA Online, the mode that makes them the most money, it's no problem for them to like give it up for free all the time because they'll make it back. And that's what, like, I think if you 2K is gonna be so reliant on microtransaction that they should just go to a free model. Just do it like
Definitely. You know?
just do a update like a roster update every year, which is what most of the time that they end up doing anyway. And just to just allow us to keep our cards, or if you play my team, or we can start over, but with the same thing, we don't have to spend extra money for it.
Yeah.
You
Most
know,
sports games should be platforms. They shouldn't be annual releases.
now that you say that, I remember a podcast that I've heard um a while ago. When they added NBA 2K21 to Game Pass, I think they added Madden, the new one, the same week or so, and also FIFA, and they were talking about this topic that you brought up right here, that maybe they're trying to test the water, see how much they could get from microtransactions and card packs and all that, because on Game Pass you don't have to buy the game and they're still there, right? So the money that they get, it's either from the deal they made with Microsoft, right? In order to get the game there, and the card packs and all that they could get from players that are new fans to the genre right now. So I think they are testing the waters. The thing is that I do think that probably doing it with Microsoft, it's not the best way to do it, because you have a huge chunk of people that play 2K on PSN. So right now, you could take that decision and go like, we're gonna annually release this game on Game Pass after 2 month window or whatever. And they could do that there. But how will the PS owners feel about that? You have to be like fair to everyone here. So either they drop that on the PS Plus side, or they go on the PS Now side, but they have to, like, if you want to do a like a survey, or at least an experiment with this game, test the waters on both consoles. Don't do it just in one, because I don't see them making like a huge decision only based on whatever Game Pass is doing for them. So they need to address that, because that this might affect gamers. MLB fans on the PlayStation side have been a little ticked by the Game Pass thing. Not a lot of them, but a few of them. So you have to make this assumptions, like you have to press a little the brake at first, because
I'm
you might offend people, and fan base for this core franchises are everything. So
I'm gonna end with for my part. I'm gonna end with this. This both 2K and GTA is Take Two Interactive. Like, can they get any more greedy? That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I mean, EA year after year, they win the worst company or something like that, developer. They constantly win that award, so it's not surprising.
I mean, they lost Star Wars, right? Star Wars had an exclusive 10 year deal with them, and EA lost that.
See,
So
Big
you
Goose
know,
is agreeing. He says he's been saying for years that he will pay $20 every year for to EA just for upgrades to Madden, since they don't change nothing but the rosters. And
All
that's
right.
a that's a bigger issue if you're like if you're a sports game fan like us. Like it's just ridiculous. Every year the same thing.
what you got next, Ace? I want to see. I want to step out real quick, get some more water.
Okay, it's gonna be the TCG Scalpers we're going for
All
next.
right. All right. I'll be right back real quick.
All right. Mira, they switch the camera switching. All right, we're gonna. So that's the next thing. We're gonna move on to that one. We can get started. Um,
okay.
TCG Scalpers. You sent me a
Man,
video earlier about that. We had
I
talked a
did.
little bit about it. I back in the day I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For those of you that don't know,
Yep.
Luis did as well. We played a lot. Uh, but the current situation with the TCG, Luis, I think you know a little bit more about it. Why don't you tell us what's going on with that?
This all started because I think at in the middle of the pandemic, people were trying to, I mean, people that lost their jobs, right? Or had issues regarding their income. They were trying to make new ways of adding a few bucks to their wallet. So they started looking back to their collections, their binders, all that. And there was this huge article that popped by. Man with 42 years just sold a Charizard TCG card for, I think it was 3.5 million bucks. And people were like, man, I have a Charizard card back home. I mean, it's not as rare as that one. It's not well protected as that one, but I think I can make a few bucks on my end if I were to sell my collections. So they started doing that, and all of a sudden people were just running and renting on Walmart, every store that sold these cards, in order to open up those packs, seal them right, and just go in eBay and make a buck for it. And the thing is that this bag, because there are fans of these type of play style. I did enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh back then. I still do today. There's no one to play with. It's a shame, but I do have my binder right there. And it has crossed my mind because I do have a huge collection. But I mean, I love them too much to make a buck from them, at least today. But the thing is, that there are fans of this media, and people like scalpers, whereas it's next gen consoles or TCG cards or whatever. People are trying to buy this to get a buck out of it, and they're not thinking about the fans. They're not thinking about the market itself, because the market, it's sensible, it breaks. People, this so haptic right now. It's so bizarre that a while ago, TCG cards were offered in a Happy Meal on McDonald's, and people were just screaming at McDonald's cashiers in order to do you have any TCG cards? I want 4 Happy Meals. That's insane, man. I bought a couple of them, and I did not know that they were, at first I did not know that they were offering that, because I usually buy my baby Happy Meal from now and then. And when I saw that, I was, oh, I'm gonna keep this. But but I wasn't going to that McDonald's like frequently. It was an occasional thing, because I do respect people that enjoy this. And it's a shame that people like address like popular media like this. If you hear me out, if you're a scalper and you've ever been attracted to make a buck out of something, please just stop. Please don't do that. There are people that enjoy this. There are people that want to play PS5 right now. It's a shame, I've been trying to, like bust my legs in my car, trying driving to Walmart just to buy a base PS4 or a digital one, whatever. And it infuriates me when you go to Facebook Marketplace and you see this guy that has 4 or 5 PS4 PS5s just laying there in their room, selling them for 1K each. Man, that's brutal. Don't do that, please. Think about the fans.
Kenny's telling us that he used to be huge on Yu-Gi-Oh. He had all of the original got cards, the pieces of Exodia, a lot of money there, and he lost it in the flood. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, but you know, uh, Manuel, I have a question for you. Do you buy the fact that Luis is saying that he's buying that for his kid?
The Pokemon cards, I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, my instinct is to say no, but
You
that's
give him
just
the
because I
benefit
know
of
him.
the doubt.
I give him the benefit of the doubt. It could be for both. Let's just say it's for both.
Do you know anything about the? Do you got
Well,
anything
when
to
it
add
comes,
about the subject?
yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about the subject. Scalpers in general, I would have to say, capitalism. Capitalism responds to the market. It's not the scalpers' fault. I think, like, yeah, we tend to look at the scalpers like, come on, man, you're buying all them up or whatever. Like, I get that.
Because we don't get it. Yeah.
But the reason why they're scalping it is because people buy it from them. So if you're crazy enough to pay $6, $7, $8,000 for a PS5 because you can't find it in the store, that's why you can't find it in the store, because you're willing to pay $1,000 to some guy, some random guy. So that's the point. If people wouldn't buy them, scalpers wouldn't exist. So it's a market thing. It's the people's fault. It's not the scalpers are just taking advantage of the situation, in my opinion.
The thing is that another thing that I just realized, and I thought about this earlier. I This hadn't crossed my mind before. This hurts PlayStation in a way too, because hear me out. They are selling like hotcakes, and that's good, for their capital and their income. But how many PS5s are right now sitting on a shelf or in the floor and not connected to the PSN? How many PS5s are right now not giving them income for, let's say, Returnal, Miles Morales, or whatever? How many TCG cards are right now being stuck in a pile back home and not being played in these venues? How many you know ha- outlets have been affected by this, because when you think about it, you think, okay, they're getting all their money's worth. You can't find these consoles, and that's great on their end, but they make a lot of money of their purchases in store, in the digital store. And if a scalper buys 10 consoles, those 10 consoles are there sitting on his floor or shelf, not being on a fan's hands, not being well spent. So it's a shame, man. I think that this is hurting right now the companies in that regard, but probably companies would stay silent because they're selling the hot cake. So
I don't
yeah.
know. I think that there's a lot of ignorance on our side. We don't really know how all of this stuff works, because I'm not 100%. I don't think I agree with what you just said, because I mean, I get it makes sense when you sit down and think about it. Obviously, there's PS5s that aren't connected, so therefore that's money that they're losing, or they're not making. But at the same time, sometimes I think that these companies, this is a well-known tactic. Like, we know that this actually does happen, and it's to create a false sense of
Scarcity.
yeah, scarcity, exactly. They create this falseness intentionally so that this will happen, because if you have, let's say, 100 PS5s on a store, well, maybe 40 people are going to go out and buy it, maybe 50 people, there's going to be 50 there. But if you know that there's only 10 or 20, then those 20 are going to get sold, because people are going to go buy them. So sometimes I think that this is something that the company itself provokes, because that's smart for them. They know that they're going to sell whatever they put out. If they put it out in abundance, then it's not going to sell as fast. So sometimes I think that it's intentional. It's a purposeful thing. I think we learned this a long time ago with with the
Yeah.
what was the Elmo toy? You remember when the Elmo toy was the
Oh
first time that
yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
when that happened? Tickle Me Elmo, and then with the Wii, I was
The
like
Wii.
Louis, I was traveling all around Puerto Rico trying to find a Wii. Not mine. I had mine. I was trying to find it for somebody else. I went day one and I found it. So, but yeah, that's pretty interesting.
All right, we're gonna jump
Yeah.
into this next subject. It's an interesting subject. We talked about it we talked about it yesterday about how much we didn't know of it, and then Manuel, being the scholar that he is, went and looked into it, so he might give us a little better insight. We definitely want to hear from the chat as well what you think about this. But this is gonna be our next subject here: the Twitch hot tub streams. Manuel, what are you thinking from here?
Well, I mean, I didn't search all that information. I read the blog, the response, and then I saw a video on YouTube explaining somewhat what had happened and analyzing the blog. So basically, what there's this thing. This has always existed, but in the past month or 2 months, it's become very popular. So it's the hot tub streaming. Which a side note, now that we're on Twitch right now. You're on Twitch, Ace. I think you got to look into like the categories or whatever. I didn't
Mhm.
realize there was like just talking category, and I think that's where the podcast fall in or whatever.
Yeah, it started. So I think stuff like that will start there, and then they ended up doing a separate category for it.
Yeah, so that's basically the thing. So there's these things, this hot tub streams. So basically, because Twitch has these rules, you can't be sexually suggestive, nudity or whatever, unless contextually it makes sense. What does that mean? That if you're at a pool or at a beach or at a hot tub, you can wear a bathing suit as a woman, but you can't wear a bathing suit or whatever if you're not in a hot tub. So contextually, it makes sense. So I guess a lot of streamers started, saying this is a good idea because we can just wear bathing suits or whatever that attracts a lot of people because it's sexual content without actually being sexual content. And then they just hang out and they talk to the people. So the controversy began because apparently Twitch started taking out advertising, stopping advertising in some of these channels without notifying them, without telling them, hey, this has happened. They just took the advertising out, and everybody interpreted it as like they were punishing hot tub Twitch streamers. And then that's the controversy came up, and then Twitch eventually responded and say, no, we made a mistake with not talking to the streamer, but that wasn't our intention. We've since then we've been communicating with them privately, and we've dealt with the situation. And then they started laying out, okay, the problem with the hot tub streaming. And basically what they're saying is that it's not an issue in itself, but obviously there's some people that are using it, they're exploiting it to make it sexual, even though it's not itself sexual. There are people playing around with the rules. So they're trying to be clearer when it comes to the rules. And now there's a new category, which is hot tub streaming or whatever. You're like that's pretty crazy to me, like how that can be its own thing. But that's basically, I have an opinion on hot tub streaming itself, but I wanted to just briefly summarize it first.
All right, Luis, what you got? Should let us know in the chat if you want the No Name Podcast Hot Tub stream coming up.
Yeah.
But Big Ooze is telling us he hate hot tub streams. Kenny also, hot tub streams are so stupid. There's a website for stuff like that. Twitch ain't it. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna agree with him.
Well, okay, but you know how I am.
Manuel is always,
I like to
he
push
always
back.
has to.
I have to, because we have to have a conversation. Okay, he
Yeah.
said it. I was gonna ask him, so now I'm gonna ask you. Since you say you agree with that, okay. Number one, what content belongs on Twitch then, and what doesn't? And number two, what website are you thinking about? Where does hot tub streaming belong? I'm curious to know what you mean by that.
Have you? The thing is, I'm gonna shoot back with a question. Have you seen any of the content in there?
No, I haven't watched any of it yet.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's gonna be controversial no matter where we go. I think it's a matter of uh what you enjoy, what your personal preferences and that kind of thing are. I think that it's just taking advantage of that. Obviously, there's a market for it, which is why they do so well. But I do think that they're just taking advantage of the loose rules that there are to bring up something that isn't quite what they're describing it as. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. See, 'cause I haven't seen any of the content, so I can't really have an opinion in that sense. But I get that. See, that's what I was thinking. So my pushback was more of, well, in the society that we find ourselves in, sexuality is okay. It's a good thing. It's accepted. So if that's the society that we live in nowadays, then why would Twitch, do now try to fight back? Like, why would we have a problem with it? That's something that's completely normal nowadays. So in that sense, that's why I push back, because sometimes we know we put women in a separate category. Like you said, like we could have our shirts off and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But a woman has a shirt off, obviously it becomes sexual. So I understand it from that perspective. But then I understand it from your perspective, what you're saying right now. And I agree with that. That's the point that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it happened to me about 2 years ago or a year ago. And it was crazy. Apparently I saw a video on accident on YouTube that I shouldn't have seen, and then started suggesting different videos on it. And there's this thing on YouTube, which is lactating. So on YouTube, according to the rules, obviously a woman can't show her breast unless it is for lactation and educational purposes. So that's the workaround. That's the loophole. So now if you look for lactating videos on YouTube, you can find a bunch of videos of women just lactating their child or showing, supposedly educating other women how to lactate and whatever. But clearly they're sexual videos. Like it's clearly sexual in nature, and you look at the comments and it's just a bunch of guys. It's sexual, but technically it's not sexual because it's educational. So that's what I think is going on with the hot tub streaming thing. Like, yeah, it's not supposed to be sexual, but you're clearly using it in a sexual way and you're working around. It's a loophole sort of thing.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. We have a good comment here from Kenny. It says Twitch should be mostly video game streamers because that's what the platform was built on. Granted, the hub to stream probably bring in people that don't normally watch Twitch, but at the same time, it takes away from the people that are trying to grow. And that, I think the last part is a key point, that it takes away from people, because if they didn't have the alternative, they might they did not either not watching or watching something else. Which, I don't necessarily agree with everything that just it's just it should only be about video games, but I do agree with the part where it says it does take away from people who are trying to grow on Twitch.
I mean, I would have to find numbers for that. Like I need numbers. I can't. That's just not a statement that we can make, right? Like right now we're with the No Name Podcast. Are we saying that if hot tub streaming didn't work, we would have, instead of 4 people watching, we would have 20 people? Like I would have to see numbers to make sure, to see how exactly is that affecting other streamers.
Well,
Because go ahead.
I think some of the pushback was that too. They said they did that specific category so that the people that were doing this category, for example, the talk shows and podcasts, wouldn't have that that to have to compete with that, because people would go into that one. But yeah, it's not the same market though. Like,
Yeah, that's
people
what I
that
was
are
gonna say.
going to
Are we
that
competing?
are
Yeah.
looking for that specifically.
Exactly. I don't think that the people that are sitting down right now at 11 o'clock at night watching a hot tub stream are the type of people that would be connected with us talking about this stuff right now. I don't think it's the same market. So I'm not really sure. I don't buy that last comment. I don't really buy it, but it might be true. I just would like to see the
We
numbers.
need to see the numbers. Yeah, Luis, what do you
I
think
mean,
about this?
there's a lot of takes that one could have in a topic such as this. I'm gonna start saying that, I mean, we're on Twitch right now, so I'm gonna be respectful with this comment. But the thing is that most media outlets, say YouTube, Twitch, Facebook gaming falls in that category as well. They tend to block and penalize content creators without any notice or without any remorse at all. That's the thing. I remember that I had a malfunction with my audio at once, and I started streaming Tetris 99. And I was happy with my stream. It was short, maybe a 5-10 minute stream, and all of that. I finished the stream. I had some good numbers, and it's gone. And I was like, what just happened? The thing is that I did not know that my voice was not being recognized by my mic. So the only sound that people could hear was the game. And Tetris had, a copyright claim saying that I was making money out of them. Funny because I don't have stars available for my channel. I haven't gotten to that type, that tier yet. So and I didn't know what just happened to that video. It just went away. That itself is the way that this media outlets affect, or these platforms affect content creators. They don't address you as a single person. They just take your content away, and they don't, and for my sake, that was a video that I just put up, with my resources, like mad fast. It didn't affect me at all, or my, audience. But there are people that make these videos with a budget in mind, with a production team, with, a backlog of resources, and all of a sudden they can't, like, get the revenue they intended out of ads just because the platform itself decided not to. I think that's unfair, on that end. You have to be clear about your policies, and whenever you try to, like, remove ads, or you can monetize a video, you have to be, like, specific about it, because people get hurt by these things. This is what happened with Vine a while ago, and that's why Vine died, because people were making lots of money out of Vine, and all of a sudden it died. So
I do have
there's that.
one more thing before you
Yep.
continue about that, because I remember it was a big point for me yesterday when we were going over our stuff, is that the there is a certain degree of hypocrisy from Twitch, and we're in Twitch, but I'm gonna say from Twitch about what they allow, what they will take people down, take people's channels from, and that kind of thing. Like they are the ones walking that line that they are drawing themselves and where they can go and that kind of thing, which is like you have to see it, because I've seen people be banned for nothing here on Twitch. And then you have this kind of things like, oh well, why are we fighting for this to be allowed? But something that to other people would be a lesser issue you're done with Twitch. You know what I'm saying? That to me is another problem.
Yeah, and also, we could point out that even though, you can't, like, be inside the person of that creates, this type of content, the hot top stream type of content. You have to think that, there's a market for it, but there's also, a way to look at it, and be like, be really aggressive. I've read somewhere that one of these streamers that does this type of content was harassed to the point that people were, like, basically hitting her front door. They wanted to rape her. And the thing is that, and you saw the comments being like, oh, but that's what she gets for showing her body. No, man, that's not the way to approach a lady. It doesn't matter what content she creates. It doesn't matter if she's naked in your front yard. You do not do that, because that's wrong. That's a crime. And you shouldn't think like that. But there are people that do address consent, or their weird and wacky idea of consent, that if you produce this type of content for me, then you deserve this from me. And that's wrong. That's bad on all ends. And another point that I was looking out for is, that this in fact affects other female content creators, because there are female content creators like Alana Pierce. She doesn't show skin, like, at all on her streams or her content. She usually has a lot of insight, because this lady has been around this industry, and she has good experience, like writing games, articles, guides, all of that. So people follow her for that insight. I mean, and she's not ugly. She's a really pretty lady, but she doesn't dwell on her appearance in order to create fandom. So this does affect her, because she's trying to break through this type of media, that tells you that you have to do this as a woman. There are female gamers, and it's a shame because whenever you go to Facebook, it always promotes the big breasts and the big curves and all that. But there are gamers, female gamers that put all of us three to shame, man. They're great. They're awesome, in every genre. They're good at NBA, they're good at action games, they're good at RPG, they're good at everything, because, you know, in my mind, women rule. They're the best, and they deserve recognition on that end too. There are lots of content creators that really want attention for their skill set, for their insight, knowledge, for all of that. And on top of that, they're pretty too. So whenever you try to address a content creator, um, try to be respectful, because she might be pretty and all, but she wants to be recognized for the content that she wants to put out. And you have to be respectful. No matter what they bring you, or no matter how much skin she's showing, you have to be respectful, man. It's a crime to be not respectful and to be a jerk.
Manuel, closing remarks for this
Um,
topic.
Yeah, I just want to say right now, in terms of Luis's comment, we have to be careful because I think Luis was very, very close to what today they call mansplaining. Today, we have to be careful with the way we talk because you mentioned Alana Pierce, you mentioned others, these other women streamers, female streamers. Alana herself made a video addressing this issue, and she said on her Twitter, I got her on Twitter as well, this does not affect her, and she has no problem with hot tub streaming, and she let that this different market, it doesn't affect her types of streams, etc. So we have to be careful and try to speak for these women. I would like to hear from them, and maybe know if they feel like it's throwing pushing it back, if they feel like that's the only thing I would say in terms of the matter, because I haven't seen the content itself. If it's just sexual content, if that's what they're drawing people, if that's what it is, then that does bother me. Not because it's sexual, because it's easy. Like, look at the trouble that we went through today, just to get the stream up and running, to get a couple of views, and you can do it just by being overly sexual or whatever like that. I don't know. That to me kind of rubs me the wrong way. But I don't. I haven't actually seen the content to have a further opinion. So that's.
All right, so we're gonna head up to the last one then, for today. I think Luis has the big drop on this one. I have a little bit that I wrote down just in case. It's gonna be E3 2021. What we're expecting, kind of what we're hoping for, what kind of rumors there are. Uh, Luis, why don't you get started with it?
Okay, so this is all speculation. So full disclosure, this is not something
Take it with
that,
a pinch of salt.
yeah, we do not think this would happen at all. If it were to happen, this would be awesome. But there are rumors. The rumor mill is spreading up really fast. And so on the Nintendo side, we've heard that possibly there's going to be a new 2D Donkey Kong game made by the inside team that was in charge of Super Mario Odyssey. That on paper seems like a home run in my end. I love DK. I love 2D platformers, so that would be awesome. There's also a big rumor that Nintendo might be focusing on a new iteration of Super Mario Party, because that game, I did not know this, but this game sold better than all of the Mario parties summed up. So that's huge on their end. It's huge for the Nintendo Switch itself too. They're also trying to find a way to make Super Mario Kart 9, which I think right now it's unnecessary because it's still selling like hotcakes. I don't know why. This game on I think last 3 months, if we were to add up all that, it sold like 10 million copies. I don't know why. I don't know how to where, but it did just happen. So yeah. And there's a lot of rumor behind the big games that might be showing up, but not this year. Breath of the Wild 2 is possibly gonna have a huge space in their direct, but the rumor that right now are spreading it is that we will not see that game till March, April, or possibly June of 2022, which is a shame, really, because it's one of those big players that what we want to see in this fall. But yeah, on the Microsoft side, Bethesda just announced that it will merge its E3 time with Microsoft in order to make up like a huge presentation, like a huge statement there. I do not expect a lot of Bethesda clearly right now, because even though they're big, they're probably like managing past um IPs that they're trying to build up, like the new Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever. So I do not think they will show much, but if they end up having a good presence there, that's good. um I still think that there's a way for Halo Infinite to come out this year. I think it's a hard stretch, but I do think that Microsoft needs it. So maybe if not the like the whole experience itself, maybe the online mode that they teased about, maybe that end up showing. So that's good. On the Sony side, they're wide shut. Sony is famous for that, so anything from them will be good. I just want to like take this topic onto you guys. Which games are you looking forward to, if one at all? And what do you think that these companies by itself need in order to continue their well-established vision? You know, what do you guys think on that end?
Okay, so I'm gonna do some rapid fire of the notes that I got between rumors and hopes. Microsoft with Halo Infinite, Forza, Fable. Hopefully something about that. I know it's in development. Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 for Bethesda. Breath of the Wild 2. Then the two new Pokemon games that we know about already, the remakes and the Legend Arceus. Metroid, Bayonetta, Splatoon, DK. Fire Emblem, this upgraded version of the Switch, whichever, however they may call it. I've heard Switch Pro, I've heard Super Switch, so we'll see about that if it does come out. Capcom and Konami on some remakes, maybe. Konami with maybe with Silent Hill, but they won't attend E3. We already know that. Ubisoft with the new Far Cry, the new Rainbow Six, I believe it was Quarantine. Maybe they want to change that name. And Skull and Bones, which is another new IP that they're trying to bring out. Uh, Hopefully something with GTA and 2K with Take Two, or a Bully sequel. That would be pretty cool. Um, WB with the Suicide Squad game, Gotham Knights, and Hogwarts Legacy, and Square with Final Fantasy 16. Maybe something else about Marvel's Avengers. That game is in a state that they really need to do something about it. Uh, and hopefully the Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2, something about that. I despite me complaining about this is a game that I love and I'm gonna be there for. Uh, and also Forspoken, which is also a new IP from them. Elden Ring, and hopefully something about Dragon Age 4. That's my rapid fire of things that they are either rumors or I'm hoping for. Manuel, what do you think, man?
I don't really have a lot of thoughts about this. Like, as I think I told you guys in privately, I don't really think about this sort of stuff. I don't really like make predictions and follow. I just like to enjoy it for what it is. So I don't have a lot of thoughts about this. Give me a Splinter Cell. Let's say if I want a prediction or a hope, give me a Splinter Cell. It's been too long for
Man,
a Splinter Cell.
those
So
are
that
good.
that would be my thing. Give me a nice Splinter Cell. We're not gonna get no Metal Gear Solid or anything because Konami's not gonna be around. So did you hear the rumors that is pretty much confirmed that Square is creating a new Final Fantasy game which is more like a Souls sort type Final Fantasy game,
Yeah,
and they're working with Ninja
yeah,
Theory.
yeah.
That sounds
That's
pretty
that's
awesome.
very interesting for sure.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
one of those
interesting.
things that we definitely looking out for.
Yeah, so basically my only hopes is that because I don't want to see Breath of the Wild 2 if it's going to come out mid next year. That's too much to wait. So I'd rather just wait for when it's closer to the date, so I don't have to think about it as much. That's pretty much everything. I don't
I
have any other
was saying
prediction.
something about Final Fantasy, about the integrate, is that the guy that is with Yuffie, who's an original character, I believe, for this one. I don't recall him. His name is Solon. He has like a pole arm, and it reminds me of Sid of Final Fantasy VII. I think what they're doing with this is basically testing out what Sid's kind of moveset and stuff like that will be in the either the next iteration or the other one after that.
Yeah, and it would be pretty awesome if they do if they show part two. That would be pretty awesome. That would get me pretty hyped as well.
Yeah, let's see. Oh,
I
we
do
didn't.
think that
Yeah, I was waiting. I've been waiting.
on these E3 topic, I do think that on our minds maybe we haven't had like a ton of games, for the 4, 5, 6 months that we
We
had
haven't
this.
had a ton of games that work properly.
True, true, because this is the first iteration that the consoles itself, they don't have like any flaws that I could recall. They're really good on their end. They don't have like their pads work well. They haven't burnt out. So everything seems to be okay on the hardware side, but the software side though it's been buggy, glitchy, and I would like to at least see. I mean, I know that Sony on the last presentation that they delivered, they tested out the waters. Like they tried to go back to the old Sony, the one that I enjoy the most. That is platformers, adventure games, the hard greedy, um like story driven games that they're famous for. But they also had like silly shooters. They had all that, that Sony that captivates me. That one is the one that I want to see back. And I do think that they tried that with the PS4 era a little bit, at least on the middle. But they focus so much on the heavy hitters, on the God of War, Marvel, Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man is more commercial, but the hard, gritty, mature type of action, story-driven games. That I do think that if you were to look at diversification of their IPs or games or whatever, you don't see much of a platformer in that sense, other than the indie side and all that. So I do wish my predictions for their vision would be Sony has to be wacky in this E3. Sony has to knock it out of the park by doing whatever people think that it doesn't do well. Sony has to break out of their established route. That's what they got to do. Xbox has to deliver games and exclusive games on that end, because Game Pass is great and all, and is the best deal in gaming. But if I were to choose a console right now, I don't know how to sell it to one that would be focused on those exclusives on the Sony side. So yeah, they need to deliver. That Halo has to be there. That Fable has to be there, even though it will be like they have to sell me fantasies. They have to sell me this console. They have to, because they haven't done it before. They've sold me on Game Pass, but they haven't sold me on the console itself. And Nintendo has to take their fans serious. That's the thing. Because I do think that even though Nintendo is doing really, really well, I would say that Nintendo is doing really, really well on the casual gaming side and not the hardcore fans. Because if you were to ask us three that we are, fans, I mean, I'm the biggest Nintendo fan here, but you guys have Nintendo Switch too. If I were to ask you guys, when what was the last game that you bought on Switch? It would be like a while ago, right? Because the thing is, there's not much for fans. There's a whole lot for casual fans, but for hardcore fans, there's not a lot. And approaching the 6th year on the Switch system, that's going thin. On their offerment to us. So that would be my like hopes and dreams for these three platforms.
Big Goose tells us he would love to see Halo on PlayStation soon. That's the big one. That's I don't know about that one though.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember if it was Gears of War. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Gears of War. I don't know if you guys heard, but I didn't know this at the time. Apparently, there was a Gears 3 version already ready to go for PS3. I think it was PS3 era. It was already prepared and they never put it out. And just recently, a couple of days ago, some I don't know what they're not called hackers or whatever, but basically somebody brought it out. It's available right now. You can look for it online. So that game did exist. So we know that then Microsoft is willing to put a big IP like that on another console. So I wouldn't hold your hopes for a Halo on any PlayStation console, but it's possible,
Yeah,
especially
it's
this
Microsoft is
Microsoft.
more likely to do it than
Yeah.
Sony is, from what I've seen. But you know what? We're gonna end up with this because Manuel said he just, and I literally just remember, like, we talked about it, then we jumped into something else. We're gonna come right back to it because Manuel finished it, and we have to talk about it every single time. Manuel, give me your thoughts now, because we were you I what I recall you saying was, is it really as good as you think it is? So tell me what you think.
Yes. Is it really as good as you and other people think it is? Because when you sit down and think about the game, I would say that at least 60 to 70% of that game is filler. That game is filler. Like from beginning to end. There's so many special moments throughout the game, and it looks so beautiful, and the music is so incredible. And everything about it is done 10 out of 10. But then clearly the game is mostly filler, and clearly the game was had more. Okay, I don't know if you remember how the development worked out, but basically there was this team that was going to make it, and apparently Square saw what they were doing with it. They said, nope, we don't like the way it's coming out, so we're going to take control, and they finished this game. It seems to me that the game has leftovers from what it was and from what it is now, and you can tell that in certain parts. And I'm gonna mention a part for you right now, just so you could see if you remember. So towards the beginning of the game, Tifa she's very central in the story, and then suddenly she's not. Suddenly she's not as important as she is throughout the rest of the game. She's there, but it's not as intimate or as that prevalent as in the beginning. So there's just one moment when they're talking, and they're remembering old times or whatever, and then something happens, then they start fighting, and Cloud, I almost called him Squall, and Cloud, he goes to kill Johnny, and Tifa stops him, and she makes this comment where she looks at Cloud and she says, you've changed. Like, you're not, there's something about you. You're changed. There's something in your eyes. Like, you're not that Cloud that I used to know. She basically says, and I'm like, I love that moment. I said, wow, they're going to build this relationship out. They never again touch that. Never again is that made. After that moment, Tifa just goes back to being Tifa. Cloud is Cloud. They never make any reference to that ever again. And that's such a shame. And to me, the game, when you sit down and try to analyze it, it has a lot of those moments. Like, it has a lot of stuff that really isn't as good as it should be. But it's almost, the way I would describe it is like, it's almost like you have not a, I don't want to say mediocre, but you have something that's not that good, but it's packaged really beautifully. And because the package is so beautiful, it makes it seem like it's something better than what it is. Let's say like you have a 94 Toyota Camry, but it's really bright, it's really shiny, it's really clean, and that's what it feels like to me. It's like an old car, but it's made to look beautiful, and that's what Final Fantasy VII Remake feels like to me. If you like, having said that, it's my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time. Like, to me, it's number two. Number 8 is still my number one. And right under number 8 is Final Fantasy VII Remake, because at the end of the day, I really, really like the game.
I think there's, and I did mention this before, there's a fair share of nostalgia that chips in into what my thoughts on overall on the game is. The fact that they were able to make it what I like, we talked about it last time, what we felt was happening, what we saw beyond what the shitty graphics were showing us. Just they made it with love, everything for the fans, that kind of thing. They did change a few things. I do want to address what you said about moments like those, because it feels, and now that you brought it up, it made me think a little bit more about it. It feels disjointed in a way that, does it want to show what, like, does it want to show what's up with Cloud? Does it not? Like, does it want to hold back? Like, he keeps going back and forth whether it's gonna do it or not. Like, the whole Sephiroth reveal, and spoilers, if you're watching it now still, but this the whole Sephiroth thing, like, Sephiroth did not show up in this whole entire area in the original, and then you just blow up and make a reactor one that Zephyr's there, and you're like, okay, this isn't supposed to happen. So now, are you trying to show me what's going on? And there's you can argue about it in different ways, but then it's moments like that where Tifa will say you're not the person, but it just ends there. She never says it again, and she goes back to completely trusting whatever Cloud does. I think it feels disjointed in ways that it just keeps going back and forward whether it does want to reveal certain things or not. And I think it may as well very well have to do with the fact that it was a different game that was started and as the one that was completed.
Yeah, and my concern with the game is that I put it on number 2 right now on my Final Fantasy games. But my concern with the game is that the more time passes and the more I think about it, the less I'm gonna like it. That's my worry about the game, and I hope that doesn't happen. But it feels like that because right now, as I keep thinking more and more about the game, I keep remembering what I didn't like about the game more so than what I liked about the game. But as I was playing it, I was in love with the game. Like I really, really liked the game. But now that I have finished it, and I only finished it this morning, and then now that I finished it, I reflect on it and I realize, wait, this doesn't make sense. Wait, this feels a little bit disjointed. Wait, all of this was filler. So if I'm scared, and it's not real scared, but like I'm worried that this game is gonna quickly drop down as time goes on. I hope that's not the case, but it feels like it is going to be.
I
And
do
and
think
yeah,
on that point. Sorry to just to piggyback on what you just said. I think this game tries to do something that the first game did without thinking about it, which is this game wants to double back on the universe building aspect. This game tries to, okay, we're on Tifa's mainland now. You have to see the wide scope. You have to see all of the interactions between. You have to see all of the things that she experienced. The first game did that, but without trying to do it, which was magical in that sense. But this game, I feel, especially with the announcement of the mobile game, that will be a saga thing. This game is trying to. I mean, I would not be surprised if they end up finishing this story, the main story, and adding s- a series of chapters like the Yuffie thing we just got, but maybe I don't know, with Zack or maybe some other side character, because I see them like intentionally trying to sell this world to you, and sometimes that is a little big distraction.
I
Just
think
yeah, so I wanted to piggyback on
I
Manuel's
have
side because I do think that
I
that's a
have two
really good
problems
take.
with it. It's one is how newcomer friendly is it? We played and we loved the first one to death. Uh, how newcomer like it? I think, and we talked about it before too. I think it expects you to know certain things, and that's definitely a problem. But my biggest concern is, as Manuel said, and we talked about it when we were talking about it earlier, the filler. Is this something that you're gonna do every single time for every entry, just to artificially inflate it, make it seem like it's again a full size game, which is the argument that I had on Twitter. Like it had a beginning and middle and an end, and I'm like, yeah, well, the end I can argue that's not really the end of the story, but even then, it is a lot of filler, and we loved it because it was well, the filler wasn't very well done, but everything else was, like Manuel said, the package. So, and we loved it, but it is filler nonetheless. Now, maybe like that's my biggest, I think, issue with it, and going forward, my fear, like you said, would be, is this something like I accepted it this time? Is this something I'm gonna have to do for the next entry? Like, I'm just gonna give me filler instead of the game that I've been wanting to play. Because then, if you have the resources to make the filler, then you have the resources to make the whole game proper. And now you're 100% just milking the cash cow.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it felt like it was just try to milk it out. I wanted to go back to that point of it does expect a lot from you. Like you have to know these characters, you have to know certain backstory elements, because if not, that whole ending, the entire ending cannot possibly make sense to anybody who's never played the original, who doesn't know the story. Even me, I played it, and I played it recently. Like I played it like a couple of years ago. I didn't even play it that long ago. And I still can't remember a lot of the story elements from the original. So, but as soon as I saw it here, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this character. I remember this stuff. And I still was confused about certain things. I can only imagine somebody who has no knowledge of it. So my issue with Sephiroth, going back to Sephiroth, Sephiroth is this guy. Sephiroth is Darth Vader, right? That's what he is. He's a cool bad
That's a
guy,
great
and
comparison, actually. I hadn't thought about it before.
yeah, he really is Darth Vader in that sense. He's the cool bad guy. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to dress up as him, and everybody, like this is this cool guy, even though he's a bad guy. So obviously, if you're gonna do a remake, you have to have Sephiroth. If you're gonna do Rogue One, I'm sorry, you have to have Darth Vader at the end of the movie, even though it makes no sense. It has nothing to do with anything. We're gonna have to add it there. So that's how it is. And the thing is, okay, I'm gonna make another movie comparison here. How many of you? Well, I know Luis has. I don't know if you Ace have watched or if you like Star Trek at all, especially the
I
newer
I
movies.
watched the newer movies. How many are there? Two, three?
There's three, yeah.
Three of them. I believe I watched them all, but I'm not 100. But I might have watched just two of them.
All right, so I'm not gonna get too into it because I could talk about Star Trek all day. But the specific character in Star Trek, Into Darkness, which is the second one. So in the trailers, they have Benedict Cumberbatch. That they have this guy, and he's called, I forget what is, I think John Smith or something like that. It's some weird name, right? And they never reveal who he is. But obviously, us fans were like, we know who he is. We know we know who this character is. So when it comes to the movie, when the movie comes out, he comes out and he's this guy. He's apparently killing people, whatever. They arrest him, and nobody knows who he is because this is the first time the characters are meeting him. Nobody knows who this guy is. And then suddenly he reveals to them who he really is. And there's this big epic moment in the movie where he's like, my name is Khan or something like that. He's like, I am Khan. And it's supposed to be like this big reveal, but you forget, wait a minute, that means nothing to these characters. They don't know who Khan is. This is the first time you're hearing your name. Why is that moment so big? You're Khan. Oh, so you're not named John? I mean, that's basically, so your real name is not John? That's basically the only reaction they could have gotten.
Like,
But
okay.
obviously, yeah, but okay, but the fans know, oh, this is Khan. Like, we know who he is. We know what's going to happen. We know what the story is going to end up. So for us, it means something, but it doesn't mean anything for anybody else, including the characters. And that to me was Sephiroth for the most of the game. So when they present him, obviously Cloud knows him, but aside from that, they try to make him like this big thing, but nobody knows who Sephiroth is, really. Nobody except for Cloud Macy and maybe Aerith or towards the end or whatever. But people who are playing this game, if you don't know who Sephiroth is, you don't know what they're pointing to, what they're trying to lead up to. It doesn't make any sense. Am I supposed to be like, what am I supposed to feel towards Sephiroth? Who is this guy? Why is he a bad guy? Why are we fighting him at the end of the game?
They just blew their load too quickly. Like, I mean, as soon as you hit the first reactor and you come out, you're already seeing like whatever of Sephiroth, right? The thing, like the original did it so well because you got out of Midgar the whole thing, but of course this one couldn't get out of Midgar. Like, they could have at least made it to Calm, where Cloud tells the party the story his story with Sephiroth and what he knows and what he remembers, and then when it cuts off, I think it would have been a much better ending to you just get to that point the right way, the same way that the original did, and then to end with that reveal and just leave it there. Because now
Yeah.
you're setting up, like, you've done your arc with Shinra and whatever, and now you're setting up this vehicle protection with Sephiroth, and we're just just sprinkling a little bit of Sephiroth, which is the right way, because when you get through the marsh for the first time and you see the Midgar Solemn impaled, and the Midgar Solemn was beating you down so badly that you had to like walk around it, and then you just see it impaled, and you're like, that's Sephiroth. He does that. We can't do that. We're nowhere near his power level. He does that. That was a big deal. And now, I mean, another thing that I didn't enjoy, and we can talk about it now because you finished it. This Cloud, this Advent Children Cloud is basically what we have at the end of the game, which where it was nothing like that in the beginning, in the original. Like he's just jumping on everything, like he can fly around and stuff like that. What Sephiroth can do, like, and I don't understand what they're trying to do when it gets to that point, because the huge issue with Sephiroth was the disparity in between them, and now you have Cloud doing those things, and you're like, okay, it doesn't hit the same way.
And you beat him. Like technically, you beat him. I hate that. That's one of my pet peeves in video games and movies in general, where you technically beat the bad guy. Oh no, but in the cinematic, they're going to show you that he's not, that he's not beat yet. But I did beat him. I hate that. But going back to the thing, like to the end fight, why were we fighting Sephiroth at the end of the game? Somebody explain to me, why were we fighting? Oh, because Aerith said so. So because Aerith said we have to fight him, but we don't know who this guy is. Is he a bad guy? Why is he going to destroy the Earth? Like basically, it's just Aerith saying, "Hey, you see that guy right there? We got to fight him. Okay, let's kill him." Like that doesn't make any sense.
Because Cloud, he knows, right? But
Obviously, Cloud
we don't
knows,
know.
yeah.
But he doesn't, like, we don't get that scene where Cloud tells us this is what happened and this is why Sephiroth is a bad guy anymore. We just fight him, like you said, because Aerith said, because Cloud knows, but we don't know. We're controlling Cloud.
Yeah, it's just pretty crazy. But
And I don't know what they're trying to set up at too. Like, did you understand? Do you have any theories or anything like that about what the ending?
See, here's the thing. To me, this is another topic we're not talking about this right now, right? But at least the reason why I didn't like the first episode of the Solos movie is because it didn't make when you talk about time travel, you have to establish the rules clearly and you have to follow those rules. If you
Like
don't,
Endgame.
then it doesn't make sense. Yeah, really, like Endgame did it. Sure. And when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake, so they set up these supposed rules about you can't change destiny, you can't really change that. And then you have these spirits or whatever trying to stop you from changing destiny. That's why they're there. So you realize, okay, so that's why they're there, which basically makes me question, okay, why don't the spirits then just beat Sephiroth themselves? Like, I don't understand why they don't just stop him.
Because Sephiroth is that good. They're scared of him.
Yeah. So they put this in your head that you can't change this. This is gonna happen and we can't stop it. And then at the end of the game, Aerith makes this statement. I think Tifa asked, like, okay, what does this mean for the future or whatever? And Aerith says, the future is always a blank page. I'm like, really? Is it a blank page? Because you just told me for 30 hours that this is destiny, that this is fate. And now at the end of the game, you tell me that the future is blank. It doesn't make sense to me. So to me, I'm worried about what they're going to do with the story. Are they going to change it? Are they going in a different direction? Because they're trying to imply that you can change fate, that you can change destiny. And maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake turns into what Star Trek was, which is a different timeline of which I don't think fans are about. I don't think fans are going to be about
but
that.
I do think that that's where they're trying to go as well. I think the whatever the ghosts, I don't even remember what they're called now, but that's what their job was. And then basically the end boss that you were telling me about, that's all it is just basically defeating fate. So their paths are no longer like set in a specific way. And then they can change that. So just basically Square just trying to change stuff. I know that they said in interviews before that their original idea for Final Fantasy VII wasn't realized properly. So that's probably them trying to do it with this one. I think it's gonna become 7 is his own thing, and then this one is based on that one. I think it's like a continuity thing or a split universe thing that they're trying to do just in order to change things that they wanted to change.
But if I'm going to put money on it, I'm going to say no. If I'm going to put money on it, I'm going to say that they're trying to convince us that they are playing with this changing the fate or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to end up the way we all know it. I think that's what they're trying to do. Put it in your head. Wait, this might not happen, but it's going to.
I think they're just because the thing. See, and this is a great point because what I think, yeah, like you said, if they do that, because if you already know the story, how can they get you? They can't do it without changing the story. But if they give you the impression that they can change it, and now you're thinking, okay, maybe for example, I can save Aerith, but then Aerith dies anyway. Now you're gonna feel the same way that you did in the first one because you thought it was going on a different route. So I think, yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, definitely. Two things real good about that. I thought that in this game they were gonna go, but I knew it's not gonna happen because if it would have happened, I would have heard about it already. Everybody would have made a big deal about it. So I knew in that sense that it didn't happen. But I thought they were gonna kill Tifa or somebody like that instead of Aerith. I thought that's what they were gonna do in this game. Like we're all expecting Aerith to die, but Sephiroth ends up killing Tifa. So I thought something like that was going to happen in this game. It didn't happen yet. They kind of played with it with Barrett or whatever with the idea. But the other thing was also, and I know it probably doesn't make sense in terms of timeline, but I don't know why when I played it, the part where Aerith, where you control Aerith and you're, when the plate is falling down and you have to go save Marlene. And in that part, I was like, you know what? This would be an awesome way for her to die. Like in this moment, you're controlling her, you're in this chaos, and you had just met her, you got her backstory and all that stuff. So you feel for this character, and then you're controlling her and you're looking for Marlene. It would have been so awesome if suddenly while you're playing, boom, Sephiroth comes and kills Aerith, and then that character is done. I know it wouldn't have made sense in terms of the timeline of the game or whatever, but for some reason I was like I was left hanging on that scene that scene because that scene felt so tense. But at the end of the day, nothing happened in that scene. Nothing happened. She was never in any real danger.
But that's the thing too. It looks like both her and Sephiroth know things that they shouldn't know, which is why that there's so much rumors or theories about it.
And what about the Marlene thing? Now talking about is Marlene an ancient or something like that? Because remember when Aerith saves Marlene and she hugs her or whatever, and then Marlene does this face, and Aerith says, and then Marlene says, "Okay,
She
what?"
did. I think there's something about her touching. Like remember in the beginning when she grabbed Cloud is when he started seeing the things, and I think it does have to do with that. I think when they were in her room in the Shinra Tower as well, she could show them a few things as well. That Red 13 also saw some things, and in the end, so I do think that it revolves around her, whatever it is.
Yeah, what I hope they explain what it is though. What it is that she
Oh,
saw.
they
Maybe she
better.
just saw that she's an ancient. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. Now, to finish this discussion, right? I want to talk about a few positive things because I haven't talked about this game at all. The one thing that I noticed visually, I loved the way they recreated the pre-rendered backgrounds of the classic Final Fantasy games, especially 7. Because it doesn't have pre-rendered backgrounds like those games, but it looks like it does. If you look around with the camera, you can tell the graphics are different from the foreground and the background. And I love the way they recreated how that felt. To me, that they have to receive praise for how they recreated that feel visually. And obviously, when it comes to the music is some of the best music I've ever heard in any video game. One of the reasons why I didn't want to play the remake was because on a personal level, I need silence. I can't have music constantly playing in the background. It really makes me feel, I don't know, overwhelmed. I don't like it. And that's the reason when I played the demo, I was like, man, the music never stopped throughout the whole demo. I don't think I can get behind this. And I asked you, I said, is the game like this? And you said, yeah, the game is like this. There's music in every single moment of the video game, pretty much, just like very few exceptions. So I didn't think I was going to be able to play 40 hours, 30 hours of this. And I didn't mind it at all. The music was so incredible that every time the music shifted and then became into a theme or I love the music. The music was so well done, so well done.
Now you know why I was talking when we were talking about music when we were doing your podcast about the video game awards. Now you know why I was thinking about this one for the music.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many, and then the way they remix certain parts because I recognize these songs, but they're different. Like, I absolutely love that. I think I already told you this, but for example, the Aerith theme, like when we first meet Aerith, or the second time we meet Aerith, I was like, I'm not really gonna feel for her. I'm already connected to Tifa, but as soon as her theme hits, it's like you get chills, you get this feeling. You're like, yes,
You're like right in the childhood.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know how much of that is nostalgia or how much is the music is just that good, but I absolutely
I
love that.
did get a credit, and I want to ask you this: how did you feel if you do recall the music for the what's it called oh my God, what's that part where Don Corneo is at that whole area there the market?
What say it again? What, yeah, the market mall,
It's
market,
yeah
something
the
like
what
that.
I forgot what it's called. Oh
Wall
my God,
market, wall market.
the wall market. Yeah, that music for the Walmart kit. That one was super annoying. Like I could not wait to get out of it. That's the only one. It's not, and the thing about that one is, funnily enough, it's not a remake or anything from the original. That's the only song that's removed from the original, the Walmart kit one. It was like it used to be very different. Then they did this one, and I hated it with a passion.
Yeah, I didn't really have that strong feeling about it. I think I was already desensitized by that point because there's so much music going on at the time. And let me see what else would I say. There's a few more stuff that I want to say, but I think we said pretty much. Overall, I'm gonna say, here's the thing. This is kind of paradoxical because I want to place Final Fantasy VII Remake as my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time, but at the same time, I don't want to give Final Fantasy VII Remake more than an 8. I think this is an 8. You know, and the reason why it's not a 9 or a 10 is because it's clearly filler, and because it has a few inconsistency here and there. If it wasn't for the filler, especially, that's my main criticism. I would give it easily a 10. So I can't give it a 10. So even though I give it an 8, which is still a great game, I still consider it one of my favorite fantasy games of all time, Final Fantasy games of all time. So hopefully that stays like that. I can't wait for part 2. I'm gonna be so hyped.
My thing with that one was that, like, if we keep this level, then just taking this game as one whole as it's supposed to be, the story of it, and however many games they make it, if the series for the remake remains consistent in that, and hopefully it does away with the filler and that kind of thing, and it does explain satisfactorily certain things, then that's gonna be my top one, no doubt.
Yeah, I was. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna say anymore. But yeah, I would agree. Real quick, I wanted to respond to Big Ooze if he's still there in terms of Star Trek movies. I want to, if you give me a couple of minutes to try to sell Star Trek on Big Ooze, at least
All
the
right.
new movies, the new movies. So I want to say it like this. Number one, the new Star Trek movies, especially in the original 2009 one and the Into Darkness. You don't need to see the third one. The third one's not good. It's made for people who did not grow up watching Star Trek. So it's made for a new generation, literally. This is made for people who like Star Wars more than Star Trek, who like, who when you think about Star Trek, this is too cerebral for me, this is too boring for me, or whatever. The new Star Trek is made for that type of person. So it brings new fans in. This is what Final Fantasy VII Remake is trying to do. But Star Trek really did that. Star Trek 2009 is the top-selling Star Trek movie of all time. So clearly it's popular, right? So I wanted to say that like this. Let me sell it to you like this. Obviously, I'm a fan of the original series, but I can never recommend the original series to people because it's old. We're talking about 69, 68, technically 66 and 67 when it actually came out. So you're not really gonna like that unless you really like old things. Which I remember, Big Ooze is kind of. I think he's older than me, right? So I think he might enjoy that. But anyway, here's my sell of Star Trek. This is why Star Trek, especially 2009, is special and it's important. Okay, aside from why Star Trek itself is important, I want to focus on this movie. So we have this character, Mr. Spock, which is my favorite character. Mr. Spock is iconic, and he's iconic. There's no other way to say it about that. And the actor, which is Leonard Nimoy, see, he enjoyed the OG Star Trek, so and you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to sell it as much. So Mr. Spock, and this is more for other people. The actor Leonard Nimoy, he retired from Star Trek years ago. I'm talking about I think it was 20 years ago, something like that. He retired from that character. He didn't want to come out. He didn't want to keep acting as that character. He wanted to do other things. He was a writer. He's a painter. He's a poet. He was a good actor. He was a director. He did a lot of other stuff, and he didn't want to be Mr. Spock anymore. And throughout those 20 years, a lot of people tried to reboot Star Trek, but nobody wanted to do it without Leonard Nimoy, out of respect, because he's that character. So everybody always wrote the scripts, and they would send it to Leonard, and he would read them, and he would say, "Nope, I'm not doing it." So that would happen for 20 years. J.J. Abrams finally wrote the script for 2009 Star Trek. He sent it to Leonard Nimoy, and the story goes that when Leonard Nimoy, as he was reading, when he finished the script, he had tears in his eyes. He was crying, not because the script was sad or anything like that. It's because for the first time in 20 years, according to Leonard Nimoy, somebody understood what Star Trek was really about. Somebody understood the relationship between Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk, and that's what makes Star Trek special. So 2009 Star Trek managed to bring Leonard Nimoy out of retirement to become that character once more before he died, sadly, like 2 years later, a couple years later. And it's like I'm getting chills even thinking about it, because it's just something that means so much to him and to these original actors. And Star Trek 2009 manages to pay homage to that and to capture that essence while bringing it to a different generation, which is the current generation that I talk about. So that's why Star Trek 2009 is special. That is the Star Trek you have to watch if you've never watched Star Trek or whatever. And if you like that, then you can get back into the lore and all that stuff. So that to me is special. At the very least, Star Trek 2009 is a must watch for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I watched that one and I enjoyed it. I didn't know anything going in about the series as a whole, anything like that. But I did enjoy that one as a standalone experience.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can watch it as a standalone experience. You don't have to watch the sequel, and you don't have to watch anything else like that. That alone, you can appreciate what it is for what it is, basically. Hopefully, we get more Star Trek. Hopefully, we get a series, actual series. A live action series. I would love to get a new Star Trek. Obviously, we got the Undiscovered, I think is what it's called, or Star Trek Discovery. We got that. Obviously, that's a new thing. But I don't know. I wish we could have the original series, the original cast, but in modern day. The original characters. I wish we could have the OG, but a modern day series based on that. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I hated Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. I don't like Chris Pine. But again, the main character is Mr. Spock, is not Captain Kirk. That's the truth about it. He's not supposed to be. Supposed to be the Captain Kirk, but everybody loves Mr.
He
Spock.
just steals the show.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, no spoilers, but Captain Kirk's father is played by Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is the perfect Captain Kirk. He should have been Captain Kirk. Like if he had done Captain Kirk, he's in the movie for like 3 minutes. He's the perfect Captain Kirk. I wish that was before he was Thor, before he did all this stuff in Marvel. So he could have done it if they had given him a chance. He would have been so awesome. I never liked Chris Pine. He's not a bad actor. He's the same actor in every movie, pretty much.
That's true. I agree with that statement there. All right, so that's all the topics that we have for today. We're gonna leave that there. Once again, this has been Manuel from Nerd Como Tu, Nerd Like You, Luis from Luis's Game Room, and Ace 2K Gaming. We're gonna have all of our links in the description. We're gonna be putting this on YouTube as well. If you missed out on anything, don't worry about it. We'll have it there for you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Good night.